Today, I have decided that we ended up enjoying some Nintendo 64 commercials last time. So this time, let's go even further back into the future with Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Back when there's some really classic commercials in this, and very, very cringeworthy, a lot of them. But I don't know. Feel free to. I highly doubt many of you have actually played most of these games because I guarantee you I'm probably the only one in here who was alive when they came out. Unless you like going back and playing nostalgic ones. Oh yeah, and Shane's old too, I think. But we'll so you've most likely not actually seen these commercials, most of you, but you might know the games, and it'll be interesting to see reactions. But anyway, let's start out, and hopefully I've got the audio right. I get to play around the channels, because last time the audio for a game was really loud, and I had to drop it a lot, so let's figure this out.
This is one tough video game.
We're starting off with a goodie.
Fester's Quest is one tough video game with sinister lasers, deadly traps, hideous monsters, and spooky
I think I
graphics.
rented this from Blockbuster once.
You start all over again. Fester's Quest, the video game from Sunsoft for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Are you good enough?
Yeah, it was really hard. Oh, there was multiple. That was just the one focused around Fester. Mappy Quest. Or Mappy Land or something. What is this? Namcot. I wonder why they got rid of the T over here. Cool spot! And did you know that there was a soda mascot that was cool? Cool spot. And...
Now there's Fox.
And his game was awful.
Ask your parents to see specially marked bottles of 7-Up for details.
Cheetah Man. Well, he was cooler than the Noid.
Shouldn't you go on a diet?
Are you talking to me? Maybe if these guys would make these holes bigger, I could fit easy, know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
No, I don't.
You out.
No Aries, no.
Come on, guys, we have work to do. We come from the Action 52 game world where every game is...
Yeah, we're talking
Action
action, lots of it.
52.
We got space, dragon, adventure, even war games.
Yeah, dude. We even got rescue games, and man, they're smooth like ice.
Hey, what about you guys?
Oh yeah, we're in there too. The cheetah.
There's
Man.
actually only about
Another story.
13
If you want
games
the
and just
ultimate game challenge, you have to
retextured
get
for a bunch of
Action
other ones.
52.
Yeah, it's so
And I guarantee you
cool.
this commercial had a
52
higher
games in one,
budget
and
than
you can even
any of
play it on
them
Nintendo.
combined.
Man, it's awesome. Get yours now.
Now playing at a store near you.
In the land of deadly dragons and
Now
ghostly
playing at a store
skeletons,
near you,
are
meaning you can't actually buy it, I guess. You can just pay it at stores.
Evil wizard Blackhorn fight the forces of darkness with
Astanax.
spells, fueled by 5 mystical power sources. Master 3 special weapons through 12
I
exciting
hated this
levels of
game so
flavor.
much.
Astanax for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Live action that never
It was
ends.
so horribly
From
difficult.
Calico.
テレビが戦場になった任天堂ファミリーコンピュータシリーズバンガリングベイ100万年分の雄大さ新兵器ボイス機能搭載バンガリングベイ2月末緊急発進 by Hadison
Introducing
Oh.
Bases Loaded 2 second season.
Oops.
This is the Major League action you've been waiting for. So authentic, you have to manage your teams based on your players' condition. So real, it puts you right in the game. Oh, you're out!
He was out.
Bases Loaded 2's second season for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And now, take the excitement on the road with Bases Loaded for the Nintendo Game Boy from Jalico. Live action that never ends.
Yay! Did you bring me any?
ハドソンのチャンピオンシップロードランナー今栄光のチャンピオンカードを手にするチャンスハグジ君トシちゃんヤックンに京子ちゃん本当におめでとうバイハドソン
I love how it's pronounced in Japanese. Others.
Punch Out by Nintendo. 11 world-class contenders. Take them down with your controller, beat them all, and you've got a shot at Tyson's title.
I'm only moderately okay at this game.
You've got to beat Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Now with ear-biting capabilities.
We are Nintendo Ultimate TV System. We challenge all players. You cannot beat us. Aim your Zappagun. You cannot beat us. Even
I'm scared.
Robot partner. You cannot beat us. So 1 million.
I didn't know the robot uprising happened in the 90s.
Discover new worlds. You cannot beat us. We are Nintendo. We challenge all players. You cannot beat us.
Resistance is futile. Oh, that was Bubble Bobble.
台東からファミリーコンピューター用ソフト新登場テクノファンタジー台東
Oh, Taito. Okay.
Get ready to play the world's #1 game system with Walker's, Britain's #1 crisps. We're giving away 5 Nintendo action sets every day for 84 days.
Awesome!
Control deck, 2 controllers, light-sensitive zapper gun, and a double game pack.
Radical!
Plus, choose from 5 great bonus games. Tokens on
This is
packets
a
of
cool
Walker's
commercial.
crisps, bits of pizza, French fries, Papa
A
Dogs,
lot
and
more
snacks.
effort
Test
than
your super sensory skills
most
with these
advertisements.
wicked Nintendo games.
Way to go!
But remember, dudes, first you have to play to win. Go to it.
Dig Dug? I don't remember those characters in Dig Dug. Oh, more arcade classics. Damn caught.
What is the word? To the moon,
Why was kanji in an American commercial? Were they using
Nintendo introduces anticipation. It brings the
existing
board game
footage?
into the video age.
You gotta have fun, play along. Word. Guess the word.
Anticipation. Now you're playing with power.
It's called Pictionary.
Just video game review! So, okay, last week Harley and I wrote
Welcome to the cringe.
Environment. Whack to the curl. It has got to go. So today, we're gonna take a look at Battletoads. Rocket! That it is, I mean, they got Psycho Pigs and Turbo Thwack.
Aren't these two like totally radical?
And with kick fighting, surfing, babe saving,
Bodacious
how can you
to the
go
max?
wrong? Your kid's a freak for Battletoads and these other games from Trade West. Nintendo Entertainment or Game Boy systems required.
You've been Back to the Future at the movies. Now go there on your NES. In Back to the Future 2 and 3, a double mission to save the future.
Driving down the highway.
LJN's Back to the Future 2 and 3. Get it while there's still time.
You always know you're in for a good time when you see the LJN logo.
100の画面に挑戦何面クリアできるか腕比べ好きなキャラクターを使って
That was a really cool feature, having a level creator inside in a game at that time. More 7-Up. He's gone from cool spot to pool spot.
Now there's Spot, the video game. Ask your parents to see specially marked bottles of 7-Up for details.
You left him for dead in Konami's Castlevania. How foolish to presume he'd perish without leaving a curse. For now, in Simon's quest for Nintendo, fate stalks your very being, and you need more.
People insult this game a lot, but I actually really love this.
Turns into night, but just keep telling yourself.
Turning a Castlevania into a not fully a Metroidvania, but one with RPG aspects. It was really neat.
Killer game from Nintendo. Dr. Mario. Wow. But it ain't what you think. You get to zap these viruses, and with 2 players, you can actually track the other guy. Remember, kids, try this at home. Hey, you can get it for Game Boy, too.
Is that an official prescription?
Un jeu d'attaque de Nintendo, Dr. Mario. Wow! C'est pas ce que vous croyez. Vous devez exterminer les virus, et quand on ne joue pas seul, on peut aussi éliminer l'autre joueur. Un bon remède. Essayez-le. Et vous pouvez aussi y jouer sur votre Game Boy.
I don't like the idea of dancing. How many of these are...
Neu von Nintendo, Dr. Mario! Neu das Superspiel Dr. Mario, die Actionwelt von Nintendo.
時速400キロの未体験ゾーンへ突っ走るロードファイター。君のテクニックが世界記録を塗り替えるハイパーオリンピック。面白いコナミ。
Ooh, their logo changed over time. The Power Glove.
For your NES. Now you and the games are one.
I still think that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It was awful to actually play with.
Everything else
but
is child's play.
It looks so cool.
Play Rad Racer. Play with power. It's turbo speed in 3D. It's treacherous tracks. Hot
Rad Racer.
hairpin turns. One mistake and you'll roll. Rad Racer, only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
That's the game the villain from Wreck-It Ralph was based off.
Play with power. Pull up to the start. Taste the challenge. The power of radio control. If you can't take it, you'll leave dust. Radio controlled Pro-Am only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Oh! I'm sure this will be culturally appropriate. Aw, they just wanted to kidnap a friend for him to play with.
It's fantastic.
And then he died.
Star Horse. これはある勇敢な戦士の物語。この物語を完成するのは君だ。By Hudson.
Hudson.
私キャサリンよ。
Oh.
スーパーマリオ USA で敵キャラ
Hi, Birdo.
を演じてるの。おっと。アメリカでは売れっ子だったのよ。今度は日本のお友達を
Enjoying that transition, huh? Oh, this is hilarious. Since the Japanese version was Doki Doki Panic, they still released the Mario 2 version of America in Japan, but as Mario USA.
Will it be you? Will your family be the first to witness the birth of the incredible Nintendo Entertainment System?
Rob!
Will you be the first to see, to touch, to play with Rob, the extraordinary video robot? He follows the commands you put on screen to help you tackle even the toughest challenge. Will you be the first
Nintendo gimmick device
and play games like Duck Hunt and Hogan's Alley? The first to build a library of game packs like Kung Fu and Golf, even games like Excitebike that you program yourself. Will you be the first to get all
Excitebike
this
was
in
really
one
cool.
package? The Nintendo Entertainment System, where video technology is more than a game.
Paperboy! Surprisingly accurate to the game.
Warning. Such behavior is irresponsible, immature, and very foolish. We recommend you try it at home. Paperboy from Mindscape for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Another great game. Classic. That's a lot of fans.
All you had to do was ask. Super Mario Brothers 3 from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Oh, little tangent for you. Everybody loves the Super Mario Super Show, right? With Lou Albano as the as Mario. Just in case people don't know, Lou Albano was a wrestler, and my mom went to see one of his wrestling matches, and everybody was shouting Lou, 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 and just the usual stuff. But my mom managed to scream over all of them and shout Mario, and he ended up pausing to laugh and give her a wave as he was. I don't know if it was when he was leaving or when he was coming in, but he actually he loved playing the character, and Mom was the only person at that event to call him after that.
ファミリーコンピューターにロボット当時
Rob.
テレビ画面とロボットを同時にコントロールできる新しいゲームシステム。画面から送られる光信号をロボットの目がキャッチ。アップ。
A cool thing, but they only made 2 games for him.
ライト、レフト、2人でブロック
Up,
の争奪。
down.
コマの操作でゲートを開閉。ロボットと共同
ライト
作業を
ウェイズ
楽しむジャイロ。ロボット用カセット、ブロックとジャイロ。
I don't think Nintendo's make that click noise, but it would have been cool if it was.
ファミリーコンピュータとロボットが合体したあの新しいゲームか。はい。あ、今ブロックからジャイロへソフトの切り替えが行われたようです。楽しみを独り占めするのは禁止されている。ファミリーコンピュータロボット。
Okay.
とジャイロ。
I'll translate that as it's so good it's illegal. Ooh, the Turtles game.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Radical. Are only on the Nintendo console.
I noticed they didn't show very much of the water
Nintendo,
level.
the world's #1 game system.
Electric Boogaloo?
Tetris 2.
It's not
It
just
will murder
Tetris.
you.
Now challenge the system or go head to head.
Different shapes, different shades, and this time...
Yes, because that's what they were called in Britain at, for the longest time. Because the word ninja was, it was a bad connotation, so they weren't allowed to say that on British television.
Square, rectangle, trapezoid, tetrazoid.
Nintendo introduces Tetris.
Put a piece here, put a piece there. Use your thumbs, use your eyes. Find yourself Tetricide.
But this, I think they eventually gave up on it because it was stupid. Another one is that the original Sly Cooper game was refused from being released in the UK because it had the word thief in it.
Challenge of Hogan's Alley, where survival depends on a steady hand. The challenge of fighting 7 contenders before taking on Tyson to become world champion. You can take up the challenge with over 50 adventures from Nintendo. Parents can ring 015464646 for information now. Nintendo, the world's #1 game system.
Yeah, Sly 2, I think, was the first one to come out over there.
Gun, but you haven't won the war. Prepare for Top Gun, the second mission. You'll have to hone your skills one-on-one against a foe or the computer.
But you can always watch me play it on my channel.
Test your skills, rolling and looping your way through an all-out barrage from the air, land, and sea. Top Gun, the second mission for Nintendo. It'll take more than guts to get out.
Hey, Shane. I'm sorry. Hello, back. I'm Bun. Where'd Gyromite? I love that game because it was so fun to just squish the guy on the head. Like that. I really hope that they make a Ratchet and Clank remake, or like an updated version of the old games, because yeah, there's no updates. They
Nintendo has the most video game hits,
unless you've got a PlayStation 2 and the games, you can't play them. And then there's a couple for the PSP and
now you're playing with power.
It's in like there's just so many of them that are practically unplayable because they're not available. No, that was a remake. It was basically a dubbed down, recreation. It wasn't actually based on the original game. It just a retelling of the story.
Nintendo Entertainment System. Now,
I want one that is like you play the actual original game with just like updated graphics, maybe, or heck, even just raise the resolution. Yeah, it was much smaller, and it was supposed to be. It was also related to the Ratchet and Clank movie that came out.
We invited an expert team to our laboratory to give us their opinions of Disney's DuckTales video game from
Hey, I
Capcom.
played that.
Yes! Awesome!
You'll have exciting adventures helping Scrooge McDuck escape danger and become the richest duck in the world.
Cool.
Oh,
totally hot. Way radical, man! Excellent!
Join the DuckTales gang in Disney's DuckTales for Nintendo by Capcom.
I forgot to turn ads off.
It's a quacko!
Fix that when I'm watching.
Did you see the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice.
Oh god, here it is. Here it is.
You
Enjoy.
haven't played it yet? We can play it on my Nintendo Entertainment System. It's The Legend of Zelda, and it's really rad. Those creatures from Ganon are pretty bad. Octoroks, Tektites, Levers too. But with your help, our hero pulls through. Yeah, go Link, yeah, get Zelda.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Your parents help you hook it up. The Legend of Zelda sold separately.
Yo, 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 dog. Oh, it's them again. City Connection? Yep. That was a fun arcade cabinet.
Watch Zelda become a legend on your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda!
Ah.
Which way?
Good times.
Yeah.
Zelda.
Okay, whatever you say, just don't hurt me.
A never-ending adventure new for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Zelda!
The challenge is Metroid. The power is Nintendo. Defend the planet Cephas against the evil Mother Brain. It's survival or destruction. To battle or die. Metroid only from Nintendo.
You are about to come
Now you're being murdered with power.
Video technology of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Batteries not included. There's Rob.
So many commercials with Rob, and yet it was only released with the original version of the Nintendo.
There are more great games sold separately, like Excite Bike.
Like if you got the console a year after it came out, he didn't show up with it.
Nintendo Entertainment System comes complete with all you see here. Extra games sold separately. Your parents help you hook it up.
Well, that's presumptuous.
What will the future bring from Nintendo? More hits like Super Mario Brothers. Sports hits like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Nintendo has the most video game hits. Hogan's Alley, The Legend of Zelda, and more like Metroid, Rad Racer. And you can play them only on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Look what we have for you at Woolworth and Woolworth Express from the exciting world of Nintendo. This Nintendo action set, packed with endless fun for kids, and only $99.99. Plus Game Boy, Nintendo's compact video game system. You can play and carry in your hand, just $89.99. And for a gift idea that's great to give and even better to receive, all Nintendo and Game Boy cartridges are 15% off. Now at Woolworth and Woolworth Express.
Fire!
今ゲームが熱くなってきた。ファミリーコンピューター用カセットハイパースポーツ9月27日新発売。
Konami.
Fresh from the sewer and into your Nintendo Entertainment System comes Ultra's version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now you can take control of these heroes in a half shell as they nunchuck, swim, and bazooka blast their way through sewers and streets, ridding the world
in one of the easiest games ever, right?
And the evil Foot Clan forever.
Right?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're out of the sewers and available where Ultra games are sold.
No, nowhere.
You force.
Wrong one.
You force. You force. Nothing but
You force what?
And the game.
With the U-Force power field, nothing comes between you and the game.
You force.
I called the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He said, ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, tang-tang, walla-walla bing-bang. That means play Dr. Mario on Game Boy or NES. Tang-tang, walla-walla bing-bang. I beat the witch doctor, and this is what he said. He said, ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, tang-tang, walla-walla bing-bang, ooh-ee, ah-ah. And then he shrugged my head.
The Nintendo World News with Mario.
We go direct to the ringside at the WWF
There we go.
WrestleMania Challenge. Ready, kid? Just watch me with the Macho Man. And here he comes. 250 pounds of lean, mean muscle. What a leg drop. Wow.
An elbow smash.
And a body slam. Let's see that again.
Charles Martinet sounds different back then.
No way, I want a rematch.
This is Mario for WWF WrestleMania Challenge.
Yeah, that certainly sounded like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Entrez dans la légende de Zelda. L'aventure dont vous êtes le héros. Méfiez-vous. Méfiez-vous des ennemis diaboliques. Frappez-les de votre épée magique. Explorez le monde d'Hyrule.
Découvrez ses secrets.
Plongez dans l'aventure. Sauvez la princesse.
Well, excuse
La
me.
légende de Zelda. Exclusivement sur console Nintendo. Nintendo, plus c'est intelligent, plus c'est amusant.
Wait a minute, this is for the Super Nintendo. No, it's one of the best commercials I've ever seen. The Japanese Zelda rap. Honeycomb? I mean, it's silly, but it's also accurate. Go, 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 go. I love that commercial. Backland. Burger time. Insanity.
ゼルダの伝説もさすがディスクで面白い。下手くそ。
ムカーってか。ムカッとくるけど。やればやるほどディスクシステム。
Yay. Those were cute commercials. It was of like a guy and his daughter just playing Nintendo games together. That's such a cute idea.
左手の甲に紋章が現れる。これこそが真の勇者の証。アクションロールプレイングゲームゼルダの伝説パート2。
It's a great way to advertise your system. That it's fun for kids and adults.
やればやるほどディスクシステム。
Oh, this psycho again.
Defeat your enemies, save the kingdom. Some will help you, others will betray you.
It's a nice cosplay.
I can get magic.
I cannot help you.
Use your sword.
Find the crystals.
Rescue the princess.
Zelda! Zelda!
Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
The legend of Zelda is here. Defeat your enemies. Save the kingdom.
Some will help you, others will betray you.
Restore life. I can get magic.
I wonder if it was also a
Find the crystals.
like a legal bypass by calling it an entertainment system.
Games of fantasy
Because
only from Nintendo.
If it was
Nintendo,
considered
the
a
world's number
game
one
console, it might have been like under a different bracket or something. Kind of like how back in the 80s there was a law where you could not have
Ultra's improved your favorite arcade
TV
game.
shows
First,
that
we added two
advertise
new levels,
toys
then
for
packed
children,
with bigger, stronger
unless
enemies and a
they
ton
were
of extra foot
edutainment.
soldiers. Next,
That's
we
why
punched up the action with knockout
at
new
the
attack
end
moves
of
and crime
like
fighting
He-Man
scenes like
and
the
G.I.
Ninja
Joe and
Castle.
stuff like that, they
If
had
doesn't
those
swell
little
your shell,
PSA
we made one
things.
more small adjustment.
Uh,
Introducing Teenage
so it
Mutant
could be
Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade
categorized
game for your
as
ready.
educational.
I got a new Game Boy game.
And so they could sell toys
Back in
with
the sewer. Whoa! It's coming soon.
This Christmas,
Never played that
Pepsi
one.
would like to help you celebrate the holidays with a
Pepsi.
chance of winning a present from Mario in the Pepsi Nintendo
Ooh,
Holiday Game.
high quality
where
on
you
this
could
one.
win one of thousands of terrific Nintendo prizes, like these action sets, game packs, and best of all, the sensational new Game Boy.
Oh
So
yeah,
hurry
that
up and
makes
play
sense.
before it's all over.
Yeah, they didn't want to be
Look for details on
associated
how to win your
to
Nintendo
whatever
prize wherever you
Atari
see
did to
these
itself.
Pepsi holiday displays.
Find the letter O.
This is Big Bird.
You can't tell me what to do.
It's the first talking game on the Nintendo Entertainment System for preschoolers.
Wow. You found O.
Big Bird actually talks and plays 6 exciting games.
Make the word fun.
So your kids can learn and have fun doing it.
Great.
Big Bird's Hide and Speak, the talking game from High Tech Expressions, who brought you Sesame Street 1, 2, 3, and ABC. A family of Nintendo
Every child
games.
should grow up with Sesame Street. Oh, I've heard of this game. There's like there's a movie in Japan where it's like incredibly graphically like terrifying practical effects of this stuff, and they made a Nintendo game after it. And there's a... Ah! Yeah. And this nightmare of a movie is called Sweet Home.
Super Mario is back. He's blasting through
And front.
where no one has ever been. He's taking on enemies no one else dares.
Yeah, except for those Doki Doki people, but those don't count.
So he's bigger and badder than ever before. You've never seen creatures like these.
I will be playing this at some point. In fact, it is one of the only games I've been able to speedrun. I can beat the entire game in 15 minutes if I try. Alright, not in any official stance, because, like, I'm sure somebody's probably beat it in 3 minutes or something. But I basically scoured that game for secret warp levels and stuff like that. Could be. Ah, Master. What is that? Was that the Namcot mascot or something? Yep, this one again. Oh, you're dead.
Nintendo, it's fantastic.
超過激2画面パズルゲームバイナリーランド画面が左右対称に動く不思議なゲーム
I'm not sure what the connotation was from that commercial, with him leaving the tent with the guy's clothes. Hudson.
ファミリーコンピュータの楽しさを広げるファミリーベーシック。キーを叩いてファミリーコンピュータと新しいコミュニケーション。
I still want one of these things.
いろいろなキャラクターでゲームが作れます。作ったゲームなどを残すときは専用の
I would love one of
データレコーダーが
these.
最適です。そして音楽。
Even though that color of red is really ugly.
伝言板などにも使えるファミリーベーシック。
It's like burnt sienna or something.
登場。カセットを挿入するとカラー52色の鮮やかな画像。コンピューターを相手に麻雀。
And a weird, the controllers were built into the console. They weren't removable.
ドンキーコング。2人で楽しめるマリオブラザーズなど10種類。ポーズボタンと
Oh yeah, I ended up learning BASIC off Commodore 64. We couldn't find any software for it, but we found a book of software. And so I would basically manually type code from a book. And over time, I ended up learning the... I noticed the similarities in code. I basically learned by just typing it repeatedly. It's still useful at times. I use it for work, actually, when writing command line batch scripts and stuff.
ファミリーコンピューターに光線銃登場コントローラーを電子銃に持ち替えてワイルドガンマン西部のならず者相手にコンマ1秒の腕比べ
I'm a little surprised that they didn't bring the revolver version of the Zapper to America. It's so American.
どのカセットも同じ電子銃で楽しめるファミリーコンピューター。ファミリーコンピューター
Hogan's Alley was hard.
ゲーム続々登場。
Yeah, I know.
アーバンチャンピオン。2種類のパンチで相手をノックアウト。
Laws are stupid.
植木鉢やパトカーなどの邪魔も入ります。くるくるランド。
I don't think that one ever came over here.
見つけて21のゲーム面を勝ち進む変化に富んだ面白さ。1人でも2人でも楽しめる。アーバンチャンピオンくるくるランドファミリーコンピュータファミリーコンピューターにエキサイ
The
ト
best bike game until Road Rash.
コントローラーを駆使して次々現れる障害
It was so fun to constantly crash
大
and
きくジャンプ
see how far you can send it flying.
高度なテクニックさらに好きなコースを作ってゲームが楽しめるデザイン機能内
I
蔵
think that was the ColecoVision?
ファミリーコンピューターエキサイトバイク
There was one that had a rifle, I think. Oh, no, wait, yeah, it was, no, that was the original brown box. Oh, yeah, the Odyssey. It had like a pump action, like a shotgun kind of thing.
協力し合って難関突破一人でも二人でも楽しめるファミリーコンピューター
Ice Climber
ファイトアイスクライマーファミリーコンピューターにレッキングクルー邪魔者をかわして次々に壁を壊しビルを
I never actually played that.
100の画面に挑戦
Early Mario, before I think he had the Mario name. And I love the fact that in the recent Mario movie, they had that bully guy at the beginning of the movie was basically your boss in this game. It was a nice little nod to it, along with Jumpman.
テレビ画面とロボットを同時にコントロールできる新しいゲームシステム。画面
I already played this one.
光信号、ロボットの目がキャッチ。アップ、ダウン。
Yes. In fact, if you all you had to do was hold a piece of paper in front of the light gun and just fire it, and it will automatically shoot accurate every time. Because the game, it was programmed to basically the entire screen would go black when you fire the button, except for a white box of where the target was. Oh no, it ran off the exact same technology. It wasn't until the Super Scope that that kind of technology improved.
秘密の力で大きく変身地上に地下に海に空に次々に展開する不思議な世界スーパーマリオブラザーズ新発売
Yeah, I'm sure nobody's ever gonna play that one.
The power is Nintendo. It's as slick as ice, as fast as fury. Throw in your shoulder, dig in your blade, blast it in, or be blown away. Ice hockey only from Nintendo.
The game in which the only thing anybody wanted to do was fight.
Powerhouse. A street fighter.
Who's this Kirby person?
A weapons expert. He's whatever the situation demands. In Kirby's Adventure, evil King Dedede stolen Dreamland's dreams. Now Kirby's fighting to get him back, level by nightmarish level. That's Kirby. He's cute. Till you cross him, then he's one.
Kirby's really upset.
Kirby's Adventure.
The start of angry American Kirby. Ooh, Balloon Fighter. The Nintendo version of Joust.
山登りが楽しいゲームになったアイスクライマーハンマー振るって頂上征服2人プレイが協力し合って難関突破1人でも2人でも楽しめるファミリーコンピュータ
The Zapper basically ran off the same idea.
ファミリーコンピューターにエキサイトバイク登場 コントローラーを駆使して次々現れる障害をクリア。大きくジャンプ。前後にバランスを移動させる高度なテクニック。
Yep. But it wasn't copyrighted by Nintendo.
デザイン機能内蔵。ファミリーコンピューターエキサイトバイク。カセットの時代からディスクカードの時代へゲームの世界を変えるファミリーコンピューターディスクシステム新登場。本体にラムアダプターとディス
If
クドラ
only
イブ
they brought some of these things
販売
over
の能力を持
over
った
here.
ディスクカードを使うとドラマチックなゲーム内容に
They even had a dial-up system for the Nintendo, where you could call in somewhere and play games that were downloaded to your Nintendo.
全米ビッグヒットのロードランナーしぶとくヒット中やるっきゃないね
That's where if you ever hear of the BS Zelda games, that's what is referring to. They I forget the acronym, but that was a cool game.
世界に先駆け君のもとへ
It's here. Batman, the video game. From Sunsoft. For the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I think that I remember finding the wall jumping in that game was amazing.
Begin.
Yep. I don't know why I was so amazed by it, but it was just so cool. Mega Man!
スーパーロボロックマン世界の平和のため7つの武器を駆使して悪のロボット軍団を倒せアイテムいっぱい楽しさ抜群
Right, none of those characters look anything like the American Mega Man box art.
好評発売中カプコンあのロックマンが帰ってきた
Yep, now we're just going down the list.
まだまだ懲りないドクター・ワイリーの野望グレードアップした8ステージの強敵ロボット面白さ2倍究極の痛快アクションゲームロックマン2ドクター・ワイリーの謎
Oh, I'm gonna pause again for a minute, since Shane's still talking about the Zapper. Here is a cool little tidbit for you, light gun related. I'm assuming you know what the game Duck Hunt is, right? Where it became one of the first internet memes of like the dog laughing and nobody able to shoot it, and they like dog robs bank, police confused as to why they can't shoot it. Or stuff like that. I was utterly confused when I saw memes like that because in my version I could shoot it. Apparently, the very first releases of the Mario Duck Hunt cartridges, they weren't censoring that. I think it was like, it was only one of the 3 game modes, but if you didn't shoot at any of the ducks, when the dog came up and laughed at you, you could shoot him. And I don't know of anybody else who has ever been able to do that. It's like a it's like an urban legend of it even existing. I can't even find anything to corroborate, whatever the word is, that. But I remember vividly being able to do that and finding it hilarious. But I don't have my original cartridge of it anymore, so I can't prove it to anybody. I don't know. Yeah, it could be. I might be from the. I'm from the Berenstein Bears dimension, so we could be in the Berenstain right now. So who knows? Pac-Man 3. What the? Okay. Hold up, hold up, hold up. What was that? Who is that? Since when did Proto Man have hair?
今度は宇宙で決戦だ。ロックマン。ロボット犬ラッシュを従え、さらにパワーアップ。
Oh, okay.
ファミコンソフトロックマン3ドクター・ワイリーの最後。
Except
近日発売
the
予定。カプコン。
The only version I had was the one that also had Super Mario on it. The one that came with the console. Okay, now he's got a helmet. I'm so bad at these games. I have never beaten a single one of them without having to use a Game Genie of some kind.
Capcom.
Honestly, anybody who's played these original Mega Man games, you can probably... Why has Wily even bothered with the Robot Masters? When he made a giant yellow demon that is one of the hardest creatures to ever exist. Just use that to take over the world.
Way cool. Definitely rad.
You help Chip and Dale escape their enemies.
Rescue Rangers was such a good game.
Definitely awesome. Alright. Absolutely nuts.
It's also extremely hard.
Rescue Rangers game for Nintendo by Capcom. Also, look for Adventures in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes!
That one's an okay game. Okay.
Get set for radical action in these exciting home video games, featuring smooth animation and endless entertainment from
Smashing.
Capcom USA.
When you're ready for a real challenge, you're ready for Marble Madness. There are deadly steelies,
Oh.
arc launchers, acid pools, digital waves, vacuum cleaners,
This game was so
catapults,
hard.
pistons, pounding hammers, killer birds, and they're all after
It made you hate
have what it takes to reach the
isometric
silly maze where
platformers.
everything's upside down, or the ultimate maze where even the maze moves. Do you have what it takes, or will Marble Madness make you lose your marbles? Marble Madness. And coming soon, Jordan versus Bird.
Oh yeah, and this
for
one
your
too, I
Nintendo.
guess.
Okay, so I gotta rescue my uncle, but I'm not too sure how to find him.
You might not be able to hear this one.
First I gotta talk to the chief.
Alright.
Then I gotta get some clues from a parrot.
But
And then I'm helping
Star Tropics is another great game, and also a really hard one.
monsters. Then my sub cracks up on the rocks. And the next thing I know, I'm cruising inside a whale. Whoa!
Oh, new game from Nintendo, man. Star Tropics. Every chapter's like another adventure, so it's like a whole slew of games in one. What's the matter with you?
Cabal, the fiercest terror force of all. Think you can wipe out the world's toughest terrorists? Fools! They've got subs, choppers, jet fighters. Go it alone or get help. But if you fail, you'll end up like me. Cabal, for your Nintendo.
I didn't know that Mortal Kombat character had his own game.
Master Higgins is back in Adventure Island 2. This time, he's not
That
alone
looked
in
more
his
like
quest to
Adventure
save his
Island
beloved.
V.
Various prehistoric friends will help Higgins defeat his fiendish foes. Adventure Island 2, the premier action
What did
adventure
that
game
crab ever do to you?
by Hudson Soft.
You better get ready for the most challenging Nintendo system ever.
Ready? Let's do it.
The new Power Pad. It's only available in
Oh.
Nintendo's new Power Set. Now you're playing with body power. You gotta run, jump, faster, higher. The Nintendo Power Pad puts you in total control. You are the game. You are the power.
And good luck
Now
using
you're
it if
playing
you've got
with
carpet.
Body power. You get the Power Pad, Control Deck, Zapper, and 3 games only in Nintendo's exciting new Power Set.
September 19th, we gave Ari Petrakowski a new piano teaching system.
Wait, I messed up. Bum, 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 bum. People think I'm weird.
I wish I had this as a kid.
1 month later, he performed a miracle. The Miracle, the revolutionary piano teaching system.
Yeah, for computers.
Game Mastery lands one hot TV license after another. Knight Rider. Driving games are hot, and now players can take control of KIT, the
Just
computer
take our word
rocket-equipped
for it.
supercar, in a burst of non-stop action.
Wow.
Want more Acclaim power?
One Zulu Niner pre-flight.
KIT didn't have guns.
Turbo A.
That's a go.
Turbo B. Cycloid control.
A-okay.
Rapid fire.
All right, let's fire it up.
The NES Max, only from Nintendo.
In
Not one
Silent
of the better
Service, the submarine simulation video game from Ultra. First, you gotta find them. Then, if you're up to the challenge, you've gotta get them in range. And if you're good enough, you'll put them on the ocean floor and live to tell about it. Find them, chase them, sink them. In Ultra's Silent Service, the submarine simulation for Nintendo.
Not as
that
good as
puts
Hunt for
you
Red
in
October.
command.
Top Gun?
It's up to you.
Sky
You have to
Shark.
blast your way deep into enemy territory. Sky Shark, the incredible arcade hit. Now available for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I don't see any sharks so far.
Game in town. Available where your favorite video games are sold.
FBI, don't move. I don't remember that happening in the movie.
Star Wars, a force stronger than your parents doesn't want you playing.
Right from the start, Konami Sports for Nintendo break away from the crowd. Test your skill and stamina in Track and Field 2's 15 grueling events, including Taekwondo, skeet shooting, and canoeing. Then strap on your skates for Blades of Steel, the hottest game on ice. It's full high-contact hockey, where you're in control right down to the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Konami Sports.
They knew
from
what
the
people
makers of
wanted in a
Double
hockey
Dribble.
game.
Konami, wherever great games are sold.
Konami.
From real-life superstars to the ultimate fantasy adventure, Acclaim brings you Wizards and Warriors. The award-winning bestseller.
What does that have to do with
earned rave
wrestlers?
reviews with its vibrant graphics, dozens of screens, and unique characters.
Also, this was one of
Now
my
the
favorite
legend
games from
grows.
Nintendo.
Kuros is back in Iron Sword. Wizards and Warriors 2, facing bigger challenges than ever with over 100 characters, multiple screens, and superior graphics. It's a video extravaganza backed by promotions guaranteed to make Kuros a
And
household
released
name.
within 3 months of each other.
Come on. Almost. Finally, yeah!
Triumph is ours!
Kuros!
But the battle of wizards and warriors continues with Iron Sword. The evil wizard Malkill will take the shape of the earth.
We originally wanted it to be DLC, but
Farewell.
a bit too early for
The
it.
world is in your hands! Backed by a beast!
Live the saga of Iron Sword on your Nintendo Entertainment System from Acclaim.
Kuros?
Acclaim introduces
turned into a pupper.
the double player system. It's the wireless head-to-head system that gives two players the power to move simultaneously. The double player system features rapid-fire twin-turbo controls, a slow-motion feature for greater control, and pinpoint accuracy from up to 30 feet away. With Acclaim wireless
Yes,
remote controllers,
pinpoint accuracy
players can
because
become
it only had about a
masters of their
5-degree
game.
difference. You had to point it directly at the TV, otherwise it wouldn't be recognized.
With all new weapons, characters, and street fighting moves against the world's most awesome villains. Double Dragon 3 from Acclaim. The action keeps coming.
The best one.
Deep within Nintendo headquarters, expert game counselors answer your questions. Their source of
It's
information
movie voice
is
guy.
Nintendo Power. Your direct connection to the pros for better play, smarter selection.
Sure.
Check out Nintendo Power. It gives you all the game info you need before you buy, so you never make a mistake. And video maps really help your play. Play better, choose smarter.
Oh. Another tangent. I almost worked for Nintendo Power. I don't remember this happening, but according to my mom, they I sent one of the things Nintendo Power suggested you do was to send them photographs of the ending sequences to games to like prove to them that you ended up beating it. And I sent in so many of them. Apparently, they wanted to hire me for their their help desk, essentially the 900 number you would call for support for games. And the only reason we couldn't was because she couldn't afford to move us to Redmond, Washington.
With Nintendo Power,
And I was 13 at the time.
official magazine of video mastery. For ordering information, call now or visit your Nintendo dealer.
I also have every single Nintendo Power ever published. A complete collection.
Get Nintendo Power 12 times a year. 6 great issues plus 6 free strategy guides on a hot new game. That's twice the power for still $15. Wow, call now.
Maps, contests, game reviews, and score-blasting high adventure.
Toby, help us. We're in trouble.
Order Nintendo Power now. All this
Save us, Captain N.
$6 on 6 big issues. 110 pages of challenges and excitement. There's intrigue. There's energy. You don't just read Nintendo Power.
That it was cool and awesome.
Call 1-800-521-0900, extension 200 for your secret weapon to higher scores and hot game news. Available by subscription only. It's simple. $15, 6 issues.
And then he died.
This is no dream. Just call the Nintendo hotline to order now. We'll bill you later. Remember, not available in stores. 1-800-521-0900.
Yes, they were.
Extension 200.
I ended up getting my first one in a Toys R Us.
Nintendo Power.
So how do you think he does it? Beats me.
Oh, they planned a lot of things, but they canceled pretty much. They canceled everything.
Subscribe now and get with it.
There he goes. Mr. Nintendo.
Nintendo Power. Call now.
No, please. Mr. Nintendo is my dad, who works for Nintendo.
Joining us today are Mario and Luigi. We're gonna learn some inside tricks to Super Mario Bros. 3, but first, this commercial break.
Who cares about Mario 3 when we can talk about their greater CDI game, Hotel Mario?
Now get Nintendo Power 12 times a year. 6 great issues plus 6 free strategy guides on a hot new game. That's twice the power for still $15. Wow, call now.
And we're back. Go ahead, caller.
How do I get from World 3 to World...
Don't ask me. Call for Nintendo Power. Operators are standing by and the call is free.
Well, then what are you doing taking calls for?
84 pages of tips on Super Mario Bros. 3. You'll warp through worlds faster than you can say spaghetti and meatballs. So make the call already.
Don't make that face, Mario.
Everybody ready? Quiet on the set.
You're okay with it.
Are we
Luigi.
on yet? Yo, Power Fanatics, here's an incredible offer from Nintendo Power. Right now, when you subscribe to the hottest video magazine on Earth, you get 4 new players guides worth $60. Look at this. The NES game Atlas gives you complete maps
I
of the
got that
hottest
one.
games ever. Every one-up, every level, all in one place. Now, the Game Boy Guide gives you a
Got that
detailed
too.
directory plus tips for over 130 games, like Super Mario Land and Tetris. Then, it's a bird, it's a frog. No, it's Mario. The third
And
book
that one.
explores his creation and history as he stomps his way to superstardom. And the fourth guide is all about the future, featuring ultra-hot new 16-bit games for the Super NES.
And that
Best
one.
of all, the guides are free.
And
But this
none of
offer
those guides
is
look
out of
have
here.
any of those covers.
Expires July 15th. If you'd like 4 free players guides plus 12 big issues of Nintendo Power for $15, call the number below.
I forget how I got them. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin. More Power Glove.
The Power Glove for your Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you and the games are one.
Extremely flawed technology, but it looks so cool. From afar, anyway. The gray parts is basically soft foam. It's the exact same material as the that floor pad they showed earlier.
It's crunch and lunch and
you've
crash
watched
and
The
bash.
Wizard.
Off-road action that's guaranteed to be one of the most exciting video games ever.
And later he gets a voice in a video game.
Coming soon, another monster hit from Sunsoft.
That is a cool effect, I'll admit. We're back. A Gremlin story.
They're back. And just as terrifying.
And they got Wilhelm.
Gremlins 2, the new batch. The sequel to one of the highest grossing movies in Warner Brothers history. Sunsoft is bringing this summer's hottest movie to video games with Gremlins 2, the new batch.
It kind of makes absolutely no sense.
Nintendo Entertainment System.
They don't really explain how they multiply like that.
And as you know, there are 3 things you must never do to a Mogwai.
Don't let them get exposed to bright light.
Never feed them after midnight,
You can't get them wet.
or something terrible will happen.
It was also very early gyroscopes, I believe. And the audio is silent for this part. Great commercial.
But even more, this game packs awesome kid appeal through the fantastic pulling power the Gremlins movie has among kids. Add to this a bold new print campaign and 30-second TV inspired by the movie. Video game players everywhere will be fighting to get this game.
Yeah.
Sunsoft, aggressively committed to
an
leading the
awful
industry with powerful media support for our entire family of games. Batman, based on the largest grossing movie in history. Batman for Game Boy. Fester's Quest. Journey to Silius. And Blaster Master. Get your hands on
What's weird is I
Gremlins 2,
think
the
Fester's
video
Quest
game.
came out
The
before
title
the Addams
every
Family
kid
movies.
is going to grab off
So
the
it was
shelf.
kind of like, why did you pick this character?
This is it. There's no room for second best. It's the Top Gun video game by Konami. You can punch Top Gun into your Nintendo Entertainment System and push your F-14 to the edge of the envelope. Line up bogeys, take your best shots, and after each mission, land your bird on the narrow deck of a Navy flat top. Top Gun, the video game. This is your dream shot. You can find Top Gun wherever great video games
This
are
is
sold.
voiced by one of the people from the movie, I think.
I'm the creator of Ultra games for Nintendo, like Metal Gear, where you're a commando searching for deadly weapons.
Hideo Kojima
Defender
looks
of the
different than I
Crown,
remember.
With strategic castle sieges, babes in distress, and skate or die. In 5 rad events that pit you against a friend or bionic Lester. So check out Ultra games. Remember, I'm never farther than your TV.
I'm always watching you.
The mesmerizing
And now,
force of Tetris goes
Virtual
It's
Boy.
3D Tetris for Virtual Boy. 3-dimensional blocks and rotating planes make this Russian puzzler the
Prepare
ultimate
to have your
3D
eyes
challenge
burned.
where quick response and strategy rule. Earn bonus points when you clear a level and really rack them up when you clear 2 or more levels simultaneously. 3 difficulty settings let you customize the game for players of all ages, and battery-backed high-score memory saves your progress. Get Tetrisized in a new virtual world. Get 3D Tetris for Virtual Boy.
A 3D game for
I have a
3D
friend that has a
world.
complete collection of every Virtual Boy game.
Follow the bouncing ball in a world
He's
of
crazy.
high-flying platforms in Bound High for Virtual Boy. You control a robot rubber ball by bouncing, bopping enemies, and avoiding spikes and electric shockers through a series of challenging stages. It's 3D action like you've never played before. Bound High for Virtual Boy.
Action like you've never
Grab
wanted
your
before.
Virtual Boy and experience 60 megs of 3D action adventure with Dragon Hopper. As Dora and the Dragon, you venture through level after level of enemies and obstacles. Three-dimensional
alone
dramatic
makes me
scaling locks
interested.
you into the action, and battery-backed memory saves your progress. It's Dragon Hopper for Virtual Boy. Grab your portable Virtual Boy and enter the virtual realm of 3-dimensional pinball in outer space. Galactic Pinball is your chance to save the world from alien invaders. 4 spacey 3D games challenge you, and special features keep the action intense with Galactic Pinball for Virtual Boy. A 3D game for a 3D world. Grab your 3D golf clubs and tee off for 18 holes of realistic 3D links with Virtual Boy Golf. Tournament play allows you to compete with 47 other virtual players, and the replay feature
That
lets you
doesn't look
review
like
your
Mario.
last 3D shot. Choose a club, adjust your stance, and swing away as you challenge the toughest 3-dimensional golf holes in the world. It's golf.
Imagine
for
having
Virtual
these
Boy.
graphics
A
within
3D
3
game for a
inches of your
3D
face,
world.
of your eyes.
It's a 3D adventure which puts Mario to the test through a towering maze chock full of evil enemies. It's Mario Clash for your Virtual Boy. There are hazards at every turn as you grab shells and fling them at frantic opponents like Thorny, Big Boo, and Paragoomba. The pace gets hotter as you battle in dangerous rooms on narrow ledges connected by pipes. It's Mario Clash for your Virtual Boy. A 3D game for a 3D world.
I love hearing announcers
3D
try to
action that
explain
spares
these
no thrills.
these
It's Nestor's
games,
funky
when
bowling
you can
for
tell
Virtual Boy.
they have
You control
no idea
Nestor
what they're
or his
talking
twin
about.
sister Hester as you strike, spare, and pick up the toughest of splits. Bowl right or left-handed, either solo or against a friend, and follow along with
Yeah,
frame-by-frame
just do
scoring,
whatever,
just
we
like
don't
real
care.
bowling, but in Virtual Boy 3D. 3 different play modes, practice, bowling, and challenge let you test your skill to the fullest. So grab a polyester shirt. It's time for
Nestor
the
was
most
the
realistic pin action around with
the
Nestor's
mascot
funky
for
bowling
Nintendo
Virtual
Power.
Boy.
This is the only time
A
he's ever
3D
been in the
game
game.
for a 3D world.
台東が送り出すバーチャルボーイ第1弾ソフト、それがスペースインベーダーバーチャルコレクションだ。世界中で大ヒットしたスペースインベーダーが時を超えて新ハードバーチャルボーイでプレイできるなんてオールドファンにもよだれものだね。用意されているモードはオリジナルモード、バーチャルモード、チャレンジモードの3タイプ。それぞれは後ほど紹介していくので少々お待ちを。オリジナルモードとバーチャルモードはパート1とパート2、2種類のルールでプレイできるぞ。パート1っていうのは元祖スペースインベーダー
Best way to sell a console system that's brand new. Toss in a bunch of 20-year-old arcade cabinet games.
そしてパート2では分裂インベーダーや500点 UFO、インベーダーが助けを呼ぶ SOS などの不思議なことが起きるんだ。それでは各モードを簡単に紹介しましょう。オリジナルモードは
My favorite is still Hudson Soft. Hudson.
のルールで遊べるモード。バーチャルモードはバーチャルボーイの機能を生かした 3D 感覚の奥行きあるスペースインベーダーがプレイできるぞ。そしてチャレンジモードではどれだけ早い時間で一面クリアできるかを競うタイムアタック。一面最大何得点獲得できるか挑戦するスコアアタックの2種類が楽しめるのだ。
They really want to sell you this Space Invaders game, huh?
迫力の 3D スペースバトル、バーチャルボーイ専用ソフト、スペースインベーダーバーチャルコレクション。
$50.
こうご期待。
Title. What are they selling?
From Blockbuster Video, Nintendo
Oh.
and NBC, it's the must-see 3D sweepstakes. Your chance to rent the new Virtual Boy at Buster Video and win.
Wow.
Free trips to NBC shows, free Virtual Boy systems, and thousands of prizes. Rent Virtual Boy now and receive a special $10 coupon. Enter the must-see 3D sweepstakes at Blockbuster.
A $10 coupon for a $200 rental.
Get ready for explosive 3D puzzle action with Bomberman in Panic Bomber. Blast your way through 4 worlds of searing enemies and bombastic bosses as you rotate rapidly falling blocks and move them from side to side. Line up 3 of the same blocks and they disappear. But watch for other explosive elements that may blast onto your screen. A 3D game for a 3D world.
Don't you just love the color red and nothing else?
テレビゲームでは味わえない立体感あふれるソフトが次々登場。マリオズテニス、ギャラクティックピンボール、テレロボクサーなどが同時発売。バーチャルボーイ、販売店でぜひお試しください。
He had the moves, the punches, the fire. But there was one thing he would never have. A way out. Virtual Boy presents more challenges inside the third dimension. Mario Tennis, Tunnel Box.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Galactic Pinball.
if this was a commercial
Virtual
for
Boy,
tennis.
A 3D game for a 3D world. Wanna play?
Too bad. You're going to anyway.
Enter the unique world of virtual gameplay with Nintendo Virtual Boy. The first 3-dimensional stereo immersive 32-bit video game system ever. Virtual Boy is so advanced it can't be viewed on conventional TV or LCD screens. Virtual Boy comes with the Mario's Tennis Game Pack, featuring a 3-dimensional
Because no TV is designed for
Virtual Boy can deliver.
For 2-bit graphics.
Singles or doubles in either 1 or 2-player mode. Nintendo
Or would it be
Virtual
1-bit?
Boy, a 3D game for a 3D world.
Virtual Boy 3D immersive graphics put you right in the ring in Nintendo's Teleroboxer. Fight 9 incredible Roboxers in your quest to become world champion. But keep your guard up. Your opponents are crafty and want to turn your lights out. Teleroboxer for Virtual Boy. A 3D game for a 3D world.
So it basically plays like the arcade version of Punch-Out. Ah, good. Finally some Japanese ones.
Enter the unique world of virtual gameplay with Nintendo Virtual Boy. The first 3-dimensional stereo immersive 32-bit video game system ever. Virtual Boy is so advanced it can't be viewed on conventional TV or LCD screens. Nintendo Virtual Boy, a 3D game for a 3D world.
Red Alarm is a challenging high-speed battle where you control futuristic
Emphasis on red.
spacecraft against 3D alien attacks. Use a variety of galactic weapons
Oh,
and
please,
see
it's just
different
Star
views of
Fox.
battle as you attack strange invaders. An awesome 3-dimensional challenge, Red Alarm for Virtual Boy. A 3D game for a 3D world.
It came from the third dimension with its own brain, its own voice.
It's coming after you.
Its own legs. There's only one problem. It needs your eyes. Virtual Boy. See it now in 3D.
There's something ironic for
All that
advertising
is
it as
you
a
pilot
horror
a
game.
futuristic starfighter in a battle
Given
for mankind. It's vertical
how
voice for
damaging
your
it was to
Virtual
the
Boy.
eyes.
Blast your way into another dimension and onto the virtual frontier as you battle an endless onslaught of enemy fighters and special attack droids. Collect power-up items like lasers and shields to enhance your weapon systems. Vertical Force
not the
for
game.
Virtual Boy. A 3D game for a 3D world.
Just another minute of these and we move on to Super Nintendo.
Virtual Boy takes you into the world of 3D video gameplay in Wario Land. You team up with the devious Wario in a virtual underground world. Multi-dimensional caves challenge you as you seize different hats which give Wario different powers. Attempt to seize the riches of this underground world and escape with the key to freedom. A 3D game for a 3D world.
But why would you want to play this when you can get an Atari Jaguar?
He's the epitome
That was
of
64-bit.
And he's on the prowl in the third dimension. It's Wario. The diabolical one has gone 3D, where evil runs deep and danger comes out of nowhere in the most incredible adventure
The only
ever
actually
seen on
good game
Virtual
for the
Boy.
Virtual Boy.
It's Wario Land, a 3D game for a 3D world.
Wait till they get a load of me!
Okay. They found prototypes. Ooh, starting off good with Ultraman and Kamen Rider. Ooh.
さらに進化したビジュアルバトルなんとスーパーファミコン悠々白書特別編登場
More good ones.
Hey, let's go! Here they come! Look out!
Become a master monster with Ickis, Oakley, and Crow.
Ooh, real monsters.
Oh, real monsters.
So much fun! It's scary!
Scare your way through over 25 different monster levels with 5 bonus rounds. Switch monsters with 3-way control or team up to perform triple monster moves. So look out for...
Real monsters!
Nickelodeon, real monsters!
Oh, goody, from Viacom.
ロド当選機がついにスーパーファミコンに登場。
Ooh, Lotus Wars.
君のための新たなるストーリー。角川書店より12月発売。
Did you know Lotus Wars was actually originated from a D&D campaign?
Here's an Addams Family value that'll have you screaming.
A year or two ago, somebody managed to translate the transcript that they ended up making of their D&D campaign, which they used to write the script for it.
Disappeared. Can you and Uncle Fester find him?
No.
42 action-packed levels of video game.
This one was even worse than the Nintendo one.
Weird at every turn. Addams Family Values on Super Nintendo. Get up to $2.50 back when you rent the home video and buy the game.
Yeah, when you make Fester's Quest look better. Hero the Acrobat! Of the many failed attempts to in the mascot war. Poor Sunsoft. Though, better than Bubsy.
Hero the Acrobat from Sunsoft on Super NES and Sega Genesis. Fight me!
Alien, Predator, sci-fi's baddest boys together at last with a little time to kill. You're a predator on a planet infested with aliens. You've got high-tech weapons. They've got mutant guardians with special powers and the big mean queen that'll kill to protect her eggs. 10 awesome levels. You hunt with the moves, the spears, discs, lasers, and invisibility powers. But they keep coming with acid fangs and claws. You're a hunter-predator. You came to fight. You came for the action. You came for the aliens.
Say your prayers, varmint.
Animaniacs!
Silly. Need this.
Run wild with the Animaniacs in Hollywood on your Sega Genesis and Super NES. Collect props and scripts before Pinky and the Brain take over the world. It's Konami's Animaniacs video game.
Good game, but really hard.
I'll give it 5.
Astro Boy?
最強の敵を迎え、アトムが今、
Astro Boy!
蘇え、スーパーファミコン、X1 アトム、10万馬力で新登場。
Your legacy will never end, Osamu Tezuka.
Have we done the right thing?
It isn't our place to ask.
It could be our legacy.
Yes, the impact on society would be irreversible.
We've dedicated our lives to science, which means that we understand progress.
Maybe this is
Yeah, but
just
what
another
color
step.
would it all be on the
If we are going
3DS?
forward, who's going to test it?
Yo, dudes, anybody got a video game?
Is the world ready for the Interactor? The world's first interactive game vest that lets you feel the action.
What have we done?
Ease.
永遠の名作イースシリーズ第4弾スーパーファミコンで登場
However you pronounce it. YS. Oh, okay, it is ease. That's actually a good costume. Yeah.
怪奇妖怪アクションスーパーファミコンゲゲゲの鬼太郎
And he's getting a new show recently.
新時代の幕開けファンタジー RPG ウィザードリー6禁断の魔筆
Wow, wizardry.
未体験ゾーン
I never liked any of those. Ah, sweet, a football game. Um. Hey man, this looks like Nintendo 64 graphics. I don't know. I'm not sure how you play hockey.
実況パワフルプロ野球94 3月11日発売
Furry game?
誰にも楽しい釣りゲー
Ah.
ム糸井重里のバス釣りナンバーワン
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that and thought fishing game.
Das Action- und Strategie-Videogame. Grafik und Animationen in absoluter Videoqualität. Batman.
Really good game.
Spannung und Dramatik. Beinharte Tricks.
And in German.
Batman für deinen Game Boy und jetzt neu für dein Super NES Batman und Robin. Super starke Videospiele-Action von Konami.
Oh, Batman Forever. Is it? The naming
He's a
convention for the
dirty
Batman
bird
movies always
with a
confused
deadly
me.
exploding umbrella.
Robin shows
And
up in
she?
Batman Forever.
Well, she
And then we have
is
Batman and Robin,
perfectly
but
evil.
Batgirl shows
A
up in it.
destructo feline skilled in flips, kicks, and cartwheels. They must be stopped. Someone must cage the wild animals
Because I
let
said
loose
so.
upon the streets of Gotham City in Batman Returns from Konami.
We won't
Only
actually show you
as the
any
Caped
footage
Crusader
from the
himself
game,
can end their
but
wicked
just take our
reign of
word
terror.
for it. It's really good.
It's Super NES action like you've
there
never
we
seen before, simulating all the adventure and intrigue of the hit blockbuster
Yeah,
movie.
like, watch how we just
Step
killed
into the
Batman.
silver screen as you fight for justice through 7 cruel and unusual stages. Meet your arch enemies in intense 3D simulation as you command the high-speed
circus
Batmobile.
clowns.
And then chill out in Penguin's dreaded Arctic World hideout. Gameplay is designed to appeal to all age and experience levels. Batman Returns brings superhero stature and silver screen simulation to the Super NES, only from Konami.
Hi, Kafka.
A new game is here for your Super NES Super Scope, so prepare yourself because
Ah,
this
the
one
Super
fights
Scope.
back.
I think this was one of 3 games that this was made for.
10 levels where monster machines get totally in your face. Battle Clash, it's more than a game, it's a breakthrough.
Have you been inside all day?
Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with superpower.
Squeaky.
Santa's working
You
this
flopped on
summer
top of
because
me.
this just might be bigger than Christmas. Might be. It's the Tetris Attack Tons of Fun
give
$1 million
petals.
sweepstakes only at Blockbuster. All you have to do is go to Blockbuster Video, rent and play Tetris Attack. You'll get a free Super NES game rental plus a chance to win a Nintendo 64 Entertainment Center or many other prizes totaling up to $1 million. For a free entry, right to... Many will enter, fewer will win. See participating Blockbuster Video stores for details.
Ho, ho, ho.
Clean up your room. This isn't a game.
But this is. Blockbuster Video has the newest and hottest video games you crave.
In my day, life was a challenge, not a game.
Well, now it's both at Blockbuster Video, where the challenge never ends.
Now, Blockbuster Video has all your
That's the
favorites
challenge
for
of
the
having
holidays, like Madden,
finding a
NFL
good
95,
game.
The newest offenses, defenses, touchdown dances, and over 100 bone-crunching player injuries. If it's in the game, it's in Madden NFL 95 from EA Sports. Now at Blockbuster Video.
Yu Yu Hakusho looks different than I remember.
スーパーファミコンろくでなしブルース4月15日発売だぜ一番強いやつここで決まるおらスーパーファミコンろくでなしブルース対決
I would like to one day learn why the pompadour is so popular for the ruffian stereotype over there. Super Bonk was crazy.
Well, stop it! What the heck you doing in here? You see this? It's called a carrot. Now get out there and ungrade them!
$2 an hour, and he said Toronto's king.
Dracula from Sony Imagesoft. Sure, it's just a game.
You're fired. Ah, Breath of Fire. Great series.
Give me the rock, give me the handles, give
Never
me the
played the
paint, give me
original
shoes.
one,
You
but
have anything
Breath of Fire 2
Gorilla
was
Slam,
really good.
sweet. Give me that, not that brick, that brick. Give me him some of that and one of those. Showtime. Take his move, his move, his move. Not that move, that move. Money. Give me, give me my house. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Bulls versus Blazers and Bulls versus Lakers for Super NES and Sega Genesis. EA Sports. It's in the game.
More Dracula. This is an interesting way for Super Castlevania.
Konami.
Chrono Trigger!
僕らの夢が今時空を超えるクロノトリガー3月11日発売
Ah, back when it was Squaresoft. I miss those days. When Square and Enix were separate things.
3月11日発売
Just about everything that Enix ended up making was completely abandoned. Except for Dragon's Quest. I need to learn more about this series. It's still going on. I don't even know the name of it. I just remember seeing that a guy with a bamboo hat with a white ferret. Cool world. Ugh. Awful movie, awful game. Oh, yeah, that's the one. not your best work, Ocean. Ah, early JoJo.
今始まる未体験スタンドバトルスーパーファミコンジョジョの奇妙な冒険
Okay. I wonder who those two are supposed to be.
Comical shooting. Super Famicom ならポップンツインビンがいいんだビ
ついに出たんすね。三上さんのスーパーファミコン。いいっすね。たまんないっすね。最高っすね。横島。ゴーストスイーパー三上。除霊師はナイスバディ。
I've watched that anime.
ついに出たんすね。三上さんのス
Or
ー
at
パー
least
フ
a
ァミ
couple
コン。
episodes of it.
いいっすね。たまんないっすね。最高っすね。
Weird choice in advertising, though.
除霊師はナイスバディ。
Oh god. I hate Crayon Shin-chan. Crayon Shin-chan is the Japanese version of the British Dennis the Menace. An absolute nightmare that should... They just get run over or something. Ah, a Dragon Ball RPG.
Capcom.
Which takes place in the Ghouls and Goblins universe. Aladdin.
Capcom.
Donkey Kong.
助けに行かなきゃディディとディクシースーパードンキーコングの第2弾いよいよ登場期待をはるかに上回る多彩なステージますます広がるドンキーコングワールドスーパードンキーコング 2V スーパーファミコンが4000円安くなるクーポン券付き
And for the Twin Bee thing, they were wearing the headsets as if they were like pop idols singing on stage or something. So I wonder if they were based on particular people. Not as good as the first two.
There's only one thing they're into as much as Domino's Pizza. Now, order Domino's and get your Domino's $25 million Nintendo Instant Win Game card with a chance to win thousands of free Super NES, Game Boy systems, Super Mario Kart games, plus savings on
if you win $25 million, I don't think you care if it's free or not.
Nintendo stuff. And try our new Domino's Twisty brand, free with our unlimited topping medium, just $9.99.
Which is now about $15. Banana Slammer.
On the system that keeps pounding out the hits. Super NES. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. It's even tougher than the original.
Something wild is coming. Something you wouldn't expect. Donkey Kong Country 3 starring...
Okay, yeah, I was not expecting that, no.
Incredible levels and graphics you won't believe. Donkey Kong Country 3 on Super NES.
There's something you don't see every day.
don't have any snacks, I'm afraid. Now, something I've never forgotten fully verified or not, that Cranky Kong, the old one, is supposedly the Donkey Kong from the arcade game that fought Mario. So does that mean that Donkey Kong was Donkey Kong Jr.?
Gotta stay smart. They're not gonna win.
Well, I don't accept retcons, so... There we go.
Dragon Quest 6幻の大地
Yay, Dragon Quest.
12月9日ついに発売エニックスドラクエを超えるのはドラクエだけドラゴンクエスト6幻の大地12月9日発売エニックス
So what happened to Donkey Kong Jr.? You never showed up again.
アクションバトルスーパーファミコンドラゴンボール Z スーパー武道伝
And exactly how much time has taken place between Donkey Kong Country and the original Nintendo games? Or is Donkey Kong 3 years old?
新次元バトルへデュアルスクリーン搭載アクションバトルスーパーファミコンドラゴンボール Z スーパー武道伝
It was an interesting game.
バトルアクションファイナルタイプスーパーファミコン
So many Dragon Ball games.
スーパー武道伝2発動バトルアクションファイナルタイプスーパーファミコンドラゴンボール Z スーパー武道伝
Yeah, well, these are also the people that tried to explain the Zelda timeline as something understandable, and then later abandoned it.
バトルアクションファイナルタイプスーパーファミコンドラゴンボール Z スーパー武道伝2発動
But they never design anything to use it.
ドラゴンクエストよりすごいドラゴンクエストできました。
I love this series. Though my favorite game from it is a spin-off, Rocket Slime, for the DS.
人生がある。ドラゴンクエスト5天空の花嫁エニックス。
私の声が聞こえますか？あなたをずっと待っていました。
画面の中にあなたがいる。スーパーファミコンドラゴンクエスト3そして伝説へ12月
I love these commercials that have people dress up as the characters. Ah, there's a sword in your eye.
目を開けて夢を見ようドラゴンクエスト1、2 12月18日新発売エニックス
スーパーファミコンドラゴンボール Z スーパー武闘伝3 9月29日発売スーパーファミコンドラゴンボール Z スーパー武闘伝3
Dungeon Master? Is this a D&D game?
行く手に潜む危険に対し常に準備を怠るな数々の仕掛けや罠が
Well, I already saw a definite no on this game. The save system was password-based.
Dungeon Master
Earthworm Jim!
American New Hero がついに日本にカモン。グルービーなジムが暴れまくるスクロールアクション。Earthworm Jim, get!
Wait, Takara? Earthworm Jim was published by the people that made, Transformers? This anime is my absolute favorite anime of all history. It contains puns, it contains lots of humor, it contains magical girls, it contains giant robots, it contains like Kamen Rider parodies. It has everything that I love in it. It's called Akazukin Cha-Cha. And Messenger Z is okay too, I guess. Oh, Superhero Tyson. A series that got better and better.
Logic.
I think it's just that that kind of stuff got mixed in all the time back then. At least in the Japanese stuff. I'm not a human, I'm a bunny. That's not a chocobo. That wasn't a quack. Final Fantasy VI. Bestest one of the series.
Super Famicom Soft Final Fantasy VI Square. Final Fantasy VI 4月2日スーパーファミコンで発売 Square.
There is no existing copy of the full version of the lyric one of that, I think. Fatal Fury?
戦いの中でしか生きられない奴がいる。スーパーファミコン画廊伝説2。
The only two characters from Fatal Fury anybody remembers.
あの飛竜の剣が究極の進化を遂げてやってきた。過激な15人の格闘家たちがスーファミ史上空前の迫力で迫る SD 飛竜の剣。受注締め切り迫る。
Don't know that one. And Yu Yu Hakusho fight. Oh, nope, this one's an RPG. Oh. I was thinking it would be Chocobo Dungeon or something. But I think that was PlayStation. Oh, I've seen this one.
Okay, kid, show me what you got. Yeah, right. Next. Yes. Next. Ooh, scary. Next. Next. Next.
Final Fantasy III. Do you have what it takes? Final Fantasy III from Squaresoft.
To turn people invisible and then use death on them for instant kill, including bosses. Now that's a series with a surprisingly complex storyline. Now Final Fight somehow then merges in with Street Fighter. And I think there are a couple other games that have Mayor Hagar as a cameo in the background.
Capcom.
6年 P 組川島君が転校します。書き換え体操で送りましょう。 OK。
ありがとうみんな。書き換え体操はともかく、今回ローソンのロッピーで書き換えるのは新作 RPG ファイアーエンブレムトラキア776。
ああ、ファイアーエンブレム。
書き換え体操 OK。
ローソンファイアーエンブレム楽しみだな。マルス、本当に会いたかったんだよ。みんなずいぶんたくましくなっちゃって。
I've never played a Fire Emblem game. I know nothing about them. Apart, there's a lot of people with blue hair that look exactly the same as each other.
私の思いが物語になる。
Super Bass?
人気の船釣りを初めてゲーム化。60箇所の釣り場に50種類の魚たちがうようよ。スーパーファミコン船太郎。
Human!
好評発売中。この夏登場ヒューマンベースボール。
I am not.
この未知なる冒険が。
なんとボードゲームになって登場しちゃう。フォーチュンクエストダイスを転がせスーパーファミコンで発売だよ。
Oh!
ザームス。
I didn't know the Fortune games started that far back. Or Front Mission. Puyo Puyo! Wait. There was a Puyo Puyo RPG? I'm learning a lot of things.
Makers of the new Super Nintendo Entertainment System and great new games like Super Mario World and F-Zero. Now you're playing with power. Super Power.
Nothing prepares you for F-Zero, created for the new Super Nintendo Entertainment System. You won't believe the power. You won't believe the control. You won't believe the jumps, the curves, or the feeling you get until you experience it for yourself.
Wow, that's fast.
F-Zero for the ultimate G-Force, only on the next generation from Nintendo.
No,
Now
G-Force
you're
was
power,
a different series.
Superpower.
Game Genie now costs less. Now get Game Genie for NES and Game Boy for $29.99.
Ah,
For
the
Super
best
NES, Sega
Nintendo
Genesis, and
game.
Gear, $34.99. And if you don't have Game Genie, you'll never know how far you can go. Each sold separately. There's only one way to make the coolest games even cooler. Game Genie. To start at any level.
For the
Game
longest
Genie.
time, I
To
thought
play your way.
Puyo Puyo ended up was based off
Now you
Bust a
can get Game
Move.
Genie for NES and Game Boy for $29.99. For Super NES,
Because later
Sega
on,
Genesis,
the
and
games
Game Gear,
basically have the same
$34.99.
play style.
With Game Genie, you'll never know how far you can go. Game Genie, each sold separately. From Galoob.
They got into so many lawsuits.
同盟か反逆か
SG Gundam
第3弾は白熱の4軍対戦シナリオマップを搭載スーパーファミコン SD ガンダム G ネクストバックマンの今日で最後だ最後だ
What's it called?
やつらだ。スーパーファミコン
Oh, Go-Go Aquaman.
ゲームボーイ版もな。ゴーゴーアクマン3。仕方ねえけど天使と組んでキャラチェンジ
One of Toriyama's weirder series. I'll just kiss already. Ah, Toriyama himself. Wow, what graphics. And I'm sure it looks exactly like that. Battletech? Oh!
Square.
Or, I think it was called Cybernator in the US. Garambuda! Superhero Tyson? Yep. One of the smartest ideas for a game series ever. Let's take a bunch of giant robots from multiple series that the main company ends up owning and just have them fight each other. Crossovers are awesome.
ここまで進化した超高機能戦略シミュレーションチップ GX 搭載リアルバトルシミュレーション SD ガンダム GX
バイハドソン
When he gasped. It's a good thing I've never beaten those games or played them.
買わなきゃハドソンバイ
Hada-san.
桃くじ当たって金持ちなのね
Why are you wearing ghost hats? Hadu-san. They had their own train? The ghost train. Wait, was that Ultraman?
Remember that old saying, it's better to give than to receive? Yes! Well, give yourself a thrill with the new Home Alone 2 Super Nintendo video game. Also available for your Game Boy and Nintendo Entertainment System.
Although it is humorous in the fact that in the first 2 seconds of the game, if you don't immediately jump, you die from a vacuum cleaner eating you.
新春この一本おなじみ名人が南の島で大暴れスーパーファミコン第1弾高橋名人の大冒険島
By Hada-san.
I don't know who they are. Ooh, UN Squadron.
スーパーファミコン用ソフトエリア88好評発売中
Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Wow, Mode 7.
All 3 Indiana Jones adventures in one action-packed game.
But not the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. Sailor Moon. Not familiar with that one.
ゲームセンターの興奮そのままにあのリュウクの剣が今よみがえる スーパーファミコン龍子の剣この秋登場
Don't know that one either. I definitely don't know this one.
リアルにアクティブに J リーグパワーのすべてを
Is this that FIFA thing?
これで決まりだスーパーファミコン J リーグエキサイトステージ94
I don't know. That's no Captain Tsubasa. Round 1 half.
格闘乱馬第3弾このスピードこのグラフィック将棋乱舞編君に
Another good series.
Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball for Super Nintendo. Hey, Cito.
And I've always been confused with the fact that a Ranma fighting game came out into America, but the anime didn't. So
I don't think so.
Nobody had a clue what was going on in the game, or the fact that the boy form and girl form of Ranma were the same person.
Ken Griffey Jr. win the series?
I don't think so.
Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball, only on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, good for him.
They get a hold of this game, then all of a sudden, everybody's Ken Griffey Jr. They get my particle. They got my wheels. They even gave away my patented swing.
It's a whole new ball game. Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run with
Are you sure? He actually hit it.
Super NES.
Here you go, Mr. Griffey. Sorry, kid. Car sold separately.
What does volume have to do with it? Oh. Ah, Killer Instinct.
It's everything you love about the arcade game. Cut down to size. Only on the Super NES. With a free game music CD. So who needs a new system?
By Nintendo, makers of Super NES. Now you're playing with power, super power.
Look at these 3D graphics. I was never really a big fan of this series.
Killer Instinct. Playtime is over.
Holy! Same graphics, same moves. It looks like the arcade, man.
Arcade, man.
16 bits.
16 bits.
Oh, you mean like every other Super Nintendo game?
Instinct only on Super NES, complete with Killer Cuts game music CD. It's totally uncensored.
So who needs a new system?
Kirby-chan! Kirby-chan! Super Deluxe Kirby-chan!
星のカービィスーパーデラックス新登場
あ
2人でアクションカービーちゃん
2人同時プレイもできる
6つのゲームでカービーちゃん
新しいゲームが6つも楽しめる星のカービィスーパーデラックススーパーファミコンが
Very good
4000円
game.
安くなるクーポン券付き
カービーちゃんカービーちゃんあ、母ちゃん
Seen a rash of these lately. TMK.
TMK
Too much Kirby.
Think you can't get too much of a good thing? Try new Kirby Superstar. It's full-blown Kirby, inflated with 8 Kirby games, bloated with 23
I
Kirby
think
enemies, bulging with
the
new
Japanese
Kirby
one was
power.
better.
Get him into observation.
New Kirby Superstar, only on SNES. Can your system handle it?
Cookie Mama?
パズルを解けばカレーの素材がもらえますおいしいパズルスーパー謎ぷよルルーのルースーパーぷよぷよもね
I like that animation. Really cute. I don't know anything about the game. Parodius! That is such a fun series.
Konami.
Goemon! or Legend of the Mystical Ninja in America.
Introducing the Looney Tunes family of video games from Sunsoft.
Family pictures.
Some of them even good.
Now you're talking.
Speedy Gonzales. Looney Tunes. Fluffer and Succotash. Roadrunners Death Valley Rally. Beep beep. Tasmania. Finally, Daffy Duck, the Marvin Mission.
Excellent.
Move, Earthling.
Kinda pushy for a guy with no mouth. You're despicable, and I'm iridescent.
Which one?
What do you know? Glowing
Goemon?
That's it. The Looney Tunes family of games only.
Yeah,
from
only
Sunsoft.
one of his games came out. There's like 5 of them. Which is sad because that one was really good. Seven Saga?
Mom, Dad, how would you like me to build a new house for you? On the ocean, with a view. And fly you
Mario
there
Paint?
so you could eat snails for lunch. I could do it with Mario Paint. I'd crown you king and queen. Have servants scrub the tub. I'd paint your portrait and write you a song. Mom and Dad.
Good
best
luck ever
grandparents
trying to
kid
get a
ever
working
had.
Mouse Mario
for
Paint,
this.
the power to create, only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
I'll put you on TV.
Yeah, me too. My mom absolutely loved me playing with it. The same with Sim City. She liked the educational ones. Oh, bye, Yoshi. Oh, and one that a lot of people forget, that Donkey Kong was not in these games. It was Donkey Kong Jr.
Paint met een echte computermuis. Je fantasie kent geen grenzen. Jij bent de kunstenaar en maakt fantastische schilderijen. Met Mario Paint maak je je eigen tekenfilms. Je kunt zelfs je eigen muziek componeren en alles op video opnemen. Super Mario Paint voor je Super Nintendo. Now you're painting with power.
And I like that people to this day are still making music using the Mario Paint song maker.
So I sat on it. But it was really a spaceship. Then aliens surrounded me, and I could actually read their minds. Should we fry them or boil them? Whoa! So I pushed a button and made them disintegrate. Okay, so
That was the coolest button.
Then I made it all happen.
Mario Paint. Draw and make music. Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Well, the sky was blue. No, purple. It was purple.
I didn't know Home Movies was on Super Nintendo.
Flew by, and I thought of a song. La 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 la. Before you knew it, there were all these pigs, and they started singing along. So we had ice cream. Slurp, slurp, slurp. I didn't dream it. I made it happen.
Mario Paint. Draw and make music. Only on the Super Nintendo
I don't think I ever
Entertainment
actually learned how to save.
I couldn't get this tune out of
But
my
I also
head.
didn't really care, because then it meant I get to make it again.
Then a heartbeat. And the sound of mushrooms sprouting. It was raining cats and dogs. In harmony. Then airplanes hit the high notes. Even the stars
Oh,
came
the
out.
sounds in this make me so happy.
Hey, I think I just wrote a song.
Mario Paint. Draw and make music. Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
CTV is having a magical Mario Paint Christmas contest. Draw a picture with
Mario?
a Christmas theme. Use pens, pencils, markers, Mario Paint, whatever. It's up to you. Your artistic talents could win you $500 of cool stuff from either Nintendo or Fisher.
How you can tell the
entries will be shown on CTV during our animated
the announcer has no idea about any of this stuff by calling him
A
Mario.
holiday season guide arriving soon in the mail. So start drawing and send them in.
Now what has she done?
She put the cat in the fishbowl and planted corn on her brother's head.
Great.
Then she cut a huge hole in the roof for the butterflies.
Terrific.
That's not all.
I didn't know there were so many commercials for this. I remember seeing some of them, but not this
I
one.
don't know where that child gets her imagination.
Me neither. But I really like what she does with it.
Mario Paint, the power to create, only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
マリオがマウスでやってきた。スーパーファミコンマリオペイントがやってきた。
This was also the very first mouse that I ever had too. I didn't have a computer before this came out, and the only computer I did use before this was a Commodore.
マウスでできるゲームもついてるよ。
マリオペイントでお絵かきするよ。こんなこともできるし、こんなこともできるし、マリオペイントで音楽するよ。こんなこともこんなこともできるし、こんなこともこんなことも。
Why is there a tiny Yoshi behind him?
芸術だよ。マリオペイント。
That cheering theme will stay in my head in my entire life.
マウスで絵を描こう、マウスで色を塗ろう、アニメも作曲もできちゃう、マウスでマリオペイント。
全く新しいスーパーファミコンの楽しみ方。マウスで遊ぼうマリオペイント。マウスでできるゲームもついてるよ。
RPG スーパーマリオ RPG ロールプレイングゲームやったことない人も
I didn't know Piranha Plants were singing as far back as this.
ロールプレイングゲームやり尽くした人も満足させますマリオです。スーパーファミコンソフトスーパーマリオ RPG スーパーファミコンが4000円安くなるクーポン券付き。
This game never released. Over here, anyway. Oh, okay, neat. One of the only other mouse games for the Super Nintendo. Romance of the Three Kingdoms?
三国志4スーパーファミコンで12月9日新登場。
来い。I think so.
シリーズ第7弾。一般公募で選ばれたボスキャラたちをあのスーパーヒーローロックマンが迎え撃つ。スーパーファミコンソフトロックマン7スタンバイ。
カプコン。この冬レッツは進化する。
And one of the things that gets people mad with me, I don't like the X series. Mickey Mouse. Oh, the good one. This was a great game. Magical Adventure of Mickey Mouse or something. Yeah. Me too. It was a really good game. A tokusatsu soccer game? Interesting.
兄ちゃんどうなってんの？
わかんね
兄ちゃんどうしよう。
Big brother, what do you think?
俺たちまた
I don't know.
大人も子供もお姉さんも
Oh,
スーパーファミコンソフトマザー2
How? What does that have anything to do with... At least dress the kid up like Ness.
これなんだかわかるか？
あ、マザツーだ。どうしたのそれ？
今日帰ったらやるんだよ俺今日。
見せてよ。
ダメだな。
見せてよ。見せてよ。やってた。
Yeah, good luck ever playing that
スー
game,
パーファミコンソ
kid.
フトマザー2
I have both Earthbound and the Japanese version of this.
We
That look
asked
like
Nintendo
Ultimate Muscle.
experts how it feels to play NCAA basketball for Super NES. Here's what they said. The experts agree. The game that's more like their game is NCAA basketball, part of the growing sports lineup for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
That answer your question?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why Mother 3 never came out over here.
Suit up, strap in, and ask yourself, do you have it?
Nickelodeon Guts?
Nickelodeon Guts, now
Yeah.
for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This is serious, realistic sports
This was a
action just
horrible
like the show,
game,
only now
but I
you're
loved
in
watching
total
the TV
control.
show.
Compete against the clock or challenge a friend as you take on 7 of Guts' toughest events.
Climb the
including
aggro
Aggro
crag.
Pretty good, huh? Best out of 3? Nickelodeon Guts, only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Also from Nickelodeon, Rocco's Modern Life, the game.
At some point, I'm going to do a playlist where I basically do the opening sequences of every single Nickelodeon TV show. Live action and cartoon.
Listen up! I'm not here to babysit your panty waist. I'm here to make you better Nintendo players. So what does Mario do here, Mr. Jackson?
What?
Wrong. You. Wrong.
Do a little dance.
Wrong.
To get better at Nintendo, pick up super secret game tips on packages of Pepsi. Best of all, you can win one of thousands of Super Nintendo Entertainment Systems delivered via Federal Express.
Boo! I want you in my office now.
Ah, back when FedEx had a full name to it.
Pepsi.
Deep inside your heart, you know you can do it. You've trained hard so you can do it. You can do anything you want to do. But you can only play the coolest games on Nintendo.
Which game? Oh, I saw Illusion of Gaia in there. Super Punch-Out wasn't as good.
I think it's every parent's dream, maybe, to have a doctor in the family.
One of those, haha, adults are boring. Oh, Populous. Oh. You can tell it's a good quality when it's mono audio. Right. Uniracer has been around since the 80s. It was originally a PC game. The Super Nintendo one is a port. I remember really upsetting somebody downloading the demo for Uniracer onto their computer, and it was 700 megabytes. So it took up 80% of his hard drive. Bodacious. The closest thing the Super Nintendo ever got to Sonic. One of the only games I returned early to Blockbuster.
もう一人のヒーローロックマン X スーパーファミコンで新登場君はまだ
I've never been a fan of the X series because it basically says that even though you save the world 9 times with the original Mega Man, you still lose, and everybody from it dies, except for Proto Man.
Up to you. Only you're this wallaby. Rocco, yeah. And there's all kinds of weird creatures. No, nasty neighbors.
And then the Zero series comes out and tells you the same thing for the X series, that everybody in that dies, and the main character becomes the villain.
He's your dog. He's your problem.
Rampart?
You weave the tale
Anyway.
君だけの物語を作れ
Oh, Romancing Saga. Never actually played any of them, but they look really pretty.
Oh. Super Famicom Samurai Spirits.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Oh, yeah. I think Slam Dunk was one of the very first like Shonen Jump kind of sports anime. Ooh, Secret of Evermore! The American-made secret game. Or of Mana. They basically took the engine of Secret of Mana and modded it, essentially.
Peaceful land, paradise is threatened by an unspeakable evil, and only one person has found the power to restore perfect order.
I haven't seen this commercial.
In a new action-adventure game for your Super NES comes an exciting tale, The Secret
I love that animation.
From Square, maker of the world's greatest video games.
According to us.
Concentrate on the screen. Street Fighter 2 is on Super Nintendo. From the arcades, the ultimate combat game. Each fighter has a different technique, an acrobatic move, a hidden punch. It's on the streets now, exclusively on Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo with Street Fighter 2. It's unbeatable.
Ah, the Super Game Boy. A really inventive idea they came up with.
Shaquille O'Neal, a.k.a. Shaquille Bounty Hunter. Enforcer of justice.
Shaq Fu.
Red hand. Register. Lethal weapons. Right foot. Left foot. Size 22. Register lethal weapons. This is your target.
Introducing Shaq Fu, Kung Fu Shaq style. For Sega Genesis and Super NES.
Martial arts game starring a basketball player. Early Beyblades. So with RC Racers.
僕が市長？
市長になって街を作ろう。次々起こる問題を君はどう解決する？新しい都市づくりシミュレーションゲームシムシティ新発売。
この宿題ぐらいやっといてくれたまえ。僕は忙しいんだから。
It's two different words, you know.
Sin City.
No, no. No takebacks. It's Simisty.
これがハイパービジュアルだ。
スラムダンク。
天才桜木のスーパープレーを。スーパーファミコンテレビアニメスラムダンク。
Let's get the basketball game. It's really exciting. Wow, it's so powerful. Super Famicom Television Anime Slam Dunk 2 and Game Boy.
He knows English.
Good people of the earth, I have a very important announcement to make. Some really huge games are now cheaper. They're million sellers and they're called Player's Choice. Like if you have an SNES,
maybe use the word inexpensive.
You can get these games.
Cheap? Cheap means quality low.
Or if you have a Game Boy at $20, you can get these games. Please remain calm. And remember, you'll find these awesome games wherever you see this Player's Choice logo. And now some dancing.
When you decide to step up to this kind of power, this kind of challenge,
honestly,
this kind of flying, crashing feeling,
it would be kind of cool to play an old console on like a big screen.
No one else creates this kind of
not like is in like
because no one else creates these kinds of games.
A movie theater one.
Now you're playing with power, superpower.
I want to see what individual pixels look like when they're 2 feet wide each.
それは君が作る新たなる冒険者のストーリー。まだ見ぬアイランドへ。ソウル&ソード。
Don't know that one.
お兄ちゃん、何してるの？
え？ゲーム作ってんだよ。
見せて見せて。
君だけのオリジナルゲームが作れるデザインも。
Oh yeah.
私にも作れるじゃん。
合ってんな。
That was like I forgot there was a an RPG maker for the Super Nintendo, and they that one was for side scrollers.
Terror. Chaos.
I think this is Ultimate Carnage.
And that was before. Maximum Carnage.
Yes. Not a very good game.
From the #1 name in sports and the #1 name in home entertainment comes the game event for all seasons. Football meets baseball. 2 great games in one. Sports Illustrated meets Super Nintendo. You call the play. You throw the pitch. Catch a touchdown pass. Or hit a game-winning home run. America's 2 favorite pastimes on one game cartridge. Sports Illustrated Championship Football and Baseball from Malibu Games. Also available on Game Boy.
Jelly? But like somebody just put their hand in some jello and went squish? Aww. Look at that! I want a giant flammy plush.
これまで以上のリアルなグラフィックで緊張感もおのずと盛り上がります。
I ended up spending years trying to track down a rabbit plush. I'd seen a single image of one that was for sale when it first came out, and then they vanished. I have never seen one beyond a single picture of it. But I want one. I think they came out with some later, but I wanted the original. Star Fox!
A new technology. The first and only game powered by the Super FX microchip. Why go to the next level when you can go light years beyond.
That was admittingly a very powerful chip.
In Star Fox, only for the Super Nintendo.
To take a 2D system and have actual 3D polygonal graphics. Star Ocean is so good.
あれがサソリ座であっちが魚座。あれはスケルトンティーと増大魔王。増大魔王？ぷよふるナイトはやんないと。スーパーファミコンスーパーぷよぷよ。
Anyway, Slayers. Another one in my in my top 5 favorite anime series. Seizure warning. No, that's Primal Rage. Hi, Raz. We're watching Super Nintendo commercials. Really weird ones, apparently. Why are they playing this twice? Yep, this must be for 3. Of course. Wait. She didn't have a Hadouken until the 3rd game.
Fighting アクションゲームストリートファイター2スーパーファミコンで好評発売中。
Capcom.
Not the original. Oh wait, Super. Okay. And she always did it so weird in the original, where it she basically bends into a giant into a 7 pose.
Capcom.
Sakura. Yeah, exactly. It was like, at the hips, she just bends directly forward. At like a 90-degree angle.
Let's see. You were doing 140 in a 35 zone.
Side
swapped 3 cars.
One of the worst games for the Super Nintendo.
Destruction. Carnage. Oh, and you didn't use your turn signal, son.
I returned this to Blockbuster and had to argue that I had only played it for 2 hours, immediately got tired of it, and wanted to get a refund. Or to, like, rent something else instead. Oh, more mono. A Momotaro game? That could be. I think this is based off the Momotaro. Yeah. A little kid that was found that basically hatched from Peach. had super strength and like tamed a bear by beating it up and a bunch of other stuff. But then it's like he later just like gets a job and just retires. Whoever wrote the story just like got bored or something and just okay. Yeah, he just has a normal life after this. I hatched from a cloning vat, like all bunnies. How else will bunnies end up propagating? Bomba-man. Hadasan. Ooh, this is some nice animation. Bamba.
世界中で起きる数々の紛争。ボンバーマンはバトルはゲームの中だけで。
I have a vinyl of the soundtrack of this one.
スーパーボンバーマン。
あんた誰？
俺はビーダー、マスター攻略王だ。
スーサ見たらビーダマン、君に限定ビーダマン。使わなきゃ花さん。
Very important one because it was the first Bomberman game that had 4-player co-op.
It's Super Game Boy from Nintendo.
Bunny gas.
Your Game Boy games on the Super NES in living
I
color.
so wanted one of these.
Your own color combinations. Play
But
all
Mom didn't want to get it to me because it basically made the Game Boy I already had completely redundant. And she paid, it's like, well, I paid so much money for this, then I want you to keep using it. Ah, the hardest game that has ever existed. Yeah. Stop with the seizure lights. I wonder who pitched the Ghouls and Goblins.
Okay, class, pop quiz.
Let's make a game where somebody's running around fighting stuff in his underwear.
Gives you no free games. Which do you choose? Number 2. Farmer Brown has 4 chickens to trade for a video game system. Super NES gives him 4 free games. Sega, no free games. Which should Farmer Brown choose?
Sega.
Number 3.
Sega!
Super NES system, and for $3.50 postage, we'll send you Super Mario All-Stars. That's 4 games free. Now, who would miss an offer like that?
Could you repeat the question?
Let's go racing! It's Super Mario Kart Funny Car Madness!
Ah.
Super NES!
I saw this one as a kid.
Or burn rubber on ice, wood, or asphalt. Mix it up with the big boys. See Bowser and his Bigfoot topping truck. See Yoshi's go-kart really go. Mushrooms.
And they actually got the announcer that did the monster truck rally stuff to do this commercial.
Fast and way too fast. It's 2-player fun on the split screen. Only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power. Super power.
All was peaceful in the Mushroom Kingdom. Till Smithy the Sword shattered the sorrow. Wow! So with his old enemy Bowser and a marshmallow.
Yeah, Grandpa, whatever.
Mario fought evil wedding cakes and the killer Venus flytraps and
have you taken your medicine today?
Grandpa is freaky.
Super Mario RPG, only on the system that keeps on kicking. Super NES.
Dig it?
Words can't describe the endless challenge
You're
of
going
Super
in at
Mario
home,
World.
Grandpa.
So we let the players do the talking.
I don't hear any talking.
Super Mario World is here. It's one of the new generation of Nintendo games. It comes only with Super Nintendo.
I thought you were going to make
like
them do the
nothing
talking.
you've ever faced. Now you're playing with power. Superpower. Introducing the next generation from Nintendo. New Super Mario World. Created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging.
For a long time, whenever I did platformers like that, or the original Mario, I would literally just, I would be hopping back and forth, and jumping around everywhere as I played.
A bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit.
And then I got put on Ritalin.
New Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power. Superpower.
Suddenly, the sky is a little clearer. The water is a little bluer. The road's a little bumpier. The jumps are harder. The level's deeper. The character's smarter. The sound is hotter. The graphics cooler. The secret's darker. The danger's fiercer. The challenge a whole lot tougher. And suddenly, the world's a more exciting place to be. Super Mario World. It comes only as part of the system you are created for. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The next generation from Nintendo.
Look at all these other games whose titles are being blocked.
You've played every Mario game. You've conquered every Mario game. You think you've mastered all there is to know about Mario. Well, you better think again. New Super Mario World. Made possible by the power of the Super Nintendo
But have you played
System. You've
Jumpman?
never faced the challenge of so many enemies, so many obstacles, so many levels. You've never needed help from a dinosaur before. Super Mario World. You get it only with a Super NES. It's part of the growing lineup of games for the next generation from Nintendo. You've got to play it. You've got to have it. You've got a
SimCity was
reputation. Now you're playing with power.
Gen 1 Super Nintendo game?
When is too much, too much? To find out, we crammed everything into Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
60 more levels, massive enemies, huge Yoshi tricks, all served up with the latest graphic technology, Morphmation.
No more.
Sure you don't have room for another little bonus level? Super Mario World 2, only on the Super NES, still the big one.
I remember that scene from Monty Python's Meaning of Life. It looked it.
Before Nintendo came out with Super Metroid, we wanted to make sure it was the most intense Metroid.
Oh, that was a
battle,
weird
so we
show.
thought we'd see how Killer here would fare against it. Ready, boy?
A celebrity death battle or something like that.
24 megs worth of weapons, worlds, and
A
weirdos
celebrity
all
death
Killer's up
match.
against.
That's it.
Nintendo's biggest game ever. He's a big boy. He can handle it. Well,
Good
let's see how
game,
he
very
did.
hard.
Ship it. Super Metroid, only on the Super NES.
これがメトロイド。
まだ幼虫だ。しかしこのエネルギーは人類の役に立つかもしれん。
Ooh, this is a nice commercial.
あ、ベビーメトロイドが奪われる。緊急指令。スペースハンターサムス・アラン。さらわれたベビーメトロイドを奪い返す。
I like this one.
スーパーファミコンソフトスーパーメトロイド
Nicely done.
とてつもない地下要塞が待ち受けている
Big, stylish, and now one of the best values in America. Yes, for a
Oh
limited
yeah,
time,
a
buy the
Metroid
Super
movie
NES
would be
Super Set
amazing.
And get 5 complete Mario games standard. You'll find the Super Set is like no other system. In performance,
As long
handling, and mode
as it is
control,
written well
you get Super
and not
Mario
based
World
off that
for $3.50 in postage, Super Mario All-Stars free
that one
with
game
4
that nobody
Mario
speaks
games
of,
in one.
where she basically spends the entire game pining over a guy.
Remember, you're a tiger, kid! A tiger! That's using your head. Strategy. Don't worry, kid. It'll heal.
New Super Punch-Out, only for Super NES. Get smart.
Not as good as the
Get
original.
hacked stupid.
You're the king, I tell you! The king!
Feel the Force with
Horrible
Super Return
game.
of the Jedi. The final and greatest chapter in the Star Wars trilogy. For the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
How fast do you have to be to play the new Super R-Type for Super NES? This fast.
Super R-Type from Iron for Super NES. See how good you really are.
Agent.
Super R-Type for Nintendo is hot, but you can't
Yes,
always
it
stick
is.
around the house because
get down here.
in emergencies, you gotta
Not as fun as Parodius, but still pretty good.
Nintendo Game Boy. See how good you really are.
Ah, the Super Scope.
Now two can play the games of the Super NES Super Scope, Yoshi Safari, and Metal Combat Falcon's Revenge. So to prepare yourself,
Now the sharks have
you might
gotten
want to
armed.
consider some basic training exercises.
Let's play here.
You're looking at the next breakthrough for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Introducing Super Scope 6, remote-powered and laser-accurate.
It was a really cool design for the thing.
To a single television pixel. It comes with 6 great games, and it's yours for under $60, all of which gets you into the game. Like never before. Super Scope 6, only for Super Nintendo.
Kevin?
Now playing with power, superpower.
Oh no! We do not speak of this. I forgot they had a Super Scope in the movie. Yes, it was. For one thing, it wasn't even designed to be a Mario game. Or a Mario movie. It was a script for something completely different. And they just put Mario stuff on top of it. Hado-san.
スピーディーなフィールドパフォーマンスがリアルに迫る本物は熱い J リーグスーパー
Oh, that's actually cool. A soccer game where you're playing nothing but the mascots. Nice animation.
Capcom.
I forgot Cammy showed up in that one too. I'm familiar with that one.
Nintendo, makers of Super NES. Now you're playing with power. Superpower.
Tetris, Dr. Mario. Tetris, Dr. Mario. Tetris, Dr. Mario. Tetris, Dr. Mario.
They're on one game pack. Tetris and Dr. Mario. It's twice as insane. Only for Super NES.
Wow, think of the savings.
I'm gonna kick your tail. No, I'm gonna kick your tail.
If you want to get out of this place alive, you're going to need a compass, camouflage clothing, a 2-week supply of food and water, and a high-powered radio, and some bug repellent. But you're not getting none of that. All you're getting is bananas and underwear.
One of the hardest and worst, well, just about any Disney game on the Super Nintendo was impossible to beat and horrible to
The
play.
Jungle Book for Genesis, Game Gear, Game Boy, NES, and Super NES systems.
I played both of those last year in June.
Line between reality and fantasy. Cross the line.
Yeah,
Enter
Lion
a
King
world
and the
where
Jungle Book.
imaginary becomes real. The Lawnmower Man for Super Nintendo.
It's gonna be like being up there with the stars.
Another movie that has nothing to do with the source material.
This is the best ride of your life.
Reality is only in your mind. The Lawnmower
There
Man,
was-
new from
there was
THQ
no
and sales
virtual
curve for
reality
Super
stuff
Nintendo.
in the
Also
book.
available on Game Boy and CD-ROM.
They just tacked that stuff on because it was cool
only
and
the Super
new.
Nintendo Entertainment System could make possible. Across endless land and water, you search. Deep into a parallel world where light becomes dark, you search. And just when you think your search has ended, you find it's just begun. The new Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Now you're playing with power and superpower.
By the Ah, here it is.
It calls you to the ultimate battle of good against evil.
Not a very accurate costume.
Few are prepared for, and fewer still survive.
He's got a blue tunic, and
within your grasp.
according to the official artwork from Nintendo Power, he has nothing on underneath.
The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with superpower.
Yeah, Bill S. Preston, Link. Here it is. The bane of childhood. Why are you showing us these levels? Nobody ever survived long enough to get to them.
They stopped laughing. The Lion King for Sega Genesis and Super NES systems.
Nobody ever
Game
got past
systems
level
sold
1.
separately.
Are you a idiot?
Oh yeah, or the being flung around blindly by everything. And the
you were a video.
I can't wait to be king
And the
level.
new Ren and Stimpy Super Nintendo game is just for you. It's 4 adventures in 1. The Boy Who Cried Rat. In the Army. Stimpy's Invention. And Maroon. Warning, may induce fits of happiness.
Warning, may
It's
be
Vidiots
awful.
for Vidiots like you. New from THQ for Super Nintendo. Also available on Game Boy.
THQ for shame.
It's the Golden Joystick Awards. Best performance on SNES. Oops, sports nightmare.
Most people couldn't even get to the Wildebeest level.
Look for a winning Simpsons video game for every system.
Don't forget Krusty's Funhouse.
Giving beats everything, and nobody beats the Wiz.
If you've got a kid on your Christmas list, give them what they want. A new Game Boy from Nintendo. It's just $89. And what kid wouldn't love to find a new Super NES under their tree? 16-bit 3D graphics,
fun thing about
true digital
Krusty's
sound,
Funhouse.
and Super Mario World. Just $199.
The original version
Christmas,
was
as
from
always,
Britain.
nobody
And
beats the Wiz.
it was a Mr. Blobby game. Ugh. Oh, I didn't know Theme Park had a Super Nintendo
Konami
version.
has 2 very cool Tiny Toon Adventures games for Sega Genesis and Super NES.
The animation gives you a
real cartoon feel. On Super NES, play Buster Bust Loose.
I love this game,
Mad Dash through 11 Toon
but
levels.
mostly because I love Tiny Toons.
On Sega Genesis, play Buster's Hidden Treasure, an island adventure
to find the fortune before
Montana Max.
Play a tune on Sega Genesis or Super NES.
What are you looking at? Get your own games.
The Genesis one wasn't very good.
Tamed by success, the turtles lost their savage edge. Greed is dead. It's a new
Turtle
breed
Fighters?
carved from the streets.
Yep.
Concrete fist batter alien flesh. 1-on-1. As power joins forces with rage, ripping through fear, and no one sheds a tear for mutilated mutants. Giant warriors crushed
You had to
by
be a
streets
huge
of
fan of the
gold.
cartoon series because half the characters, you would have no idea who they are otherwise. Like, who is Wingnut?
This is Cowabungy. And this is Cowabungo. But the turtles for your 16-bit system are Cowabunga!
Hyperstone sucked,
It's Turtles in
but
Time!
Turtles in
Cool
Time was
arcade game
great.
for Super NES, now with tasty turtle duels. And psych up your Sega Genesis with the Hyperstone Heist and all new 3D Turtle Thrash. So remember, this is Cowabungo. But the turtles for Super NES and Sega Genesis are...
Cowabunga, dude.
It is.
いつものようにトムとジェリーが大喧嘩。世界中で愛されている大爆笑アニメがアクションゲームになって登場です。スーパーファミコンソフト
Tom and Jerry Lemmings?
いつものようにトムとジェリーが大喧嘩。世界中
Sometimes
で
I
愛されてい
forget
る
how
大爆
huge
笑
Tom
アニ
and
メが
Jerry
ア
is
クショ
over
ン
there.
ゲームになって登場です。スーパーファミコンソフトトムとジェリー。
ハスキーサイコロ振ってどんどん進め行くぞ会社を作れビル建てろリッチになれるぞボードゲームこの夏発売
Oh, it's a toy store. E. Hado-san. More train game.
これで銀時代銭よこせ。Hey!
買わなきゃハドソン。バイハドソン？行ってきますとももだ。急ぐばかりが人生じゃなし、コロコロ変わる目的地。人生楽ありゃ苦もあるさ。博打一筋敵は友。
なんだバカ野郎。
買わなきゃハドソン。
I'm the new Turbo Touch 360 controller from
I had one
Triax.
of these.
I'm the ordinary video game controller.
I have action buttons and multifunction turbo.
So do I.
I
Those
have a
turbo
touch
buttons
sensor
were
for
so
movement
cool.
in any direction.
I have a rocker switch for up, down, left, right movement.
I can easily move diagonally and in a circle.
That's tough for me.
I can move objects on the screen as fast as I can move my finger.
I can't.
I'm guaranteed for longer play and
Those
higher
turbo
levels.
buttons
I'm
helped
not.
so much
Order
in
direct
Chrono
and get a free
Trigger when
button. Call
doing the drinking game,
1-800-858-7429.
and it made Street Fighter so much easier too. Ultraman!
あの必殺技をリアルに再現。今セブンが蘇る。スーパーファミコンウルトラセブン。
And here's Uniracers.
Single wheel boarded, down the track, boom, double roll, fly! Bacon in the pan! Glue action, triple flip.
Just about all the Ultramans are pretty cool.
Man, I was calling Mac, Flip City! Right in the motorcycle.
Oh, I'm not very big a fan of the Shin movies, especially Shin Kamen Rider. That was horrible.
This week on the Threshers Roundtable, our panel of daredevils discusses Uniracers only for Super NES.
It's like single wheel boarded, down the track, double roll, fly!
How did you find the two-player action?
Man, I was calling, gaining on the brawl, hit the ice, smack, Flip City. Ace of dude's time. Glue action, triple flip, bacon in the pan.
Well, it appears then to be totally slamming. Next week, doing triple flips without tossing your buttons.
Almost done. We've got about 3 minutes of commercials left.
Super Picross, Super Picross, 数字をヒントに絵を出す。
Ah, Picross.
Super Picross, Super Picross, なかなか手強い。
Picross is fun.
新しい問題が300問。スーパーファミコンで登場。意地悪ワリオの超難問も加わったピクチャークロスワード。
It's like Minesweeper if it was fun.
The answer, please, Mr. Crowley. Today!
Think that's pressure? Try Wario's Woods, the new action puzzle where stuff's hurling down on you, in on you, and Wario is all over you. Only for Nintendo. Think that's pressure? Try Wario's Woods, the new action puzzle with falling bombs to stack, critters to whack, and Wario at your back. Only for Nintendo.
SD Gundam. Oh. Interesting. Captain Tsubasa? Oh. Oh, this looks cute. That's actually pretty good graphics. Raz, you're looking in a mirror again. Whoa! Look at this horrible game! I don't remember. The only X-Men game that was ever good was the Genesis one.
親子2代にわたる壮大なドラマ。ロールプレ
シミュレーションゲームスーパーファミコンソフトファイアーエンブレム聖戦の系譜受け継がれるのは光か闇か
Gross, he never stops. Look at the
Last
way
one.
he moves up and down. You gotta see this. At least he's better than yesterday.
Zool.
Zoop, if you
Zoop,
start,
sorry.
you won't stop.
Alright. And there we go. The Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Virtual Boy commercials. It basically hit right before 3-hour mark. So which is usually how long my streams try to be. I hope everybody had fun. Reminder, if anybody is incredibly bored and not already a member of 300 other servers, I created a Discord server, and the link to it is down in the about area below the stream. I'm still working on it. I still need to find out how it does a welcome message to people, and apparently the stream announcement doesn't work yet. I got the YouTube stuff working, but I don't know. But feel free to use that to give suggestions on if there's any games on Saturday you want me to play, or anything you want to bring up on Nostalgia Wednesdays. But hope everybody enjoyed themselves, and I hope you have a fun rest of the evening.